Welcome to the Hutts Hangout. Grab your blasters and blue milk because I'm still in holiday mode. Because we're about to deep dive into the game where Hutts rule and three scoundrels drill. On this episode, we have Bones, Womprat, myself, and our special guest JJ from JJsProductions. How's everybody going? How are you, JJ?
I'm doing all right. How about you guys?
I mean, I'm just off 4 days holiday, so 5 days cruise or something like that. So, yeah, I'm pretty good.
I was wondering if that was Easter. Easter's really screwing with my brain.
Yeah, no, we had the Easter holiday and then Easter Monday. Then we hopped on a boat Tuesday and got off like this morning, so Saturday morning. So yeah, pretty like a long holiday basically. So yeah. Yep.
You ready for a stupid, ignorant question?
What?
Does everyone celebrate Easter? Like internationally?
Does that have an Easter egg count?
I mean, if you're not from a country who's like Christian or something, you might not. Like if your main religion's not Christian, but like I think the UK it's called bank holiday on Monday, is that right?
The Monday? Yeah. So we had a bank holiday Monday and a bank holiday Friday.
Yeah.
So like we had a very short week, which was really nice.
See, over here they're called Good Friday and Easter Monday. But I guess you guys are still have the...
I think it's called the same. It's just bank holidays as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's a bank holiday just because it's like, the banks don't open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the most boring of reasons.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. I mean, that's kind of different. So I see what you're saying. Well, I'm doing great. I'm pretty hungover from like 6 hours ago. But I did make it this time. So
And you're not on your phone with 7% battery.
And as you can see, the stream looks good. Maybe it's because I'm not running it.
I get bored, right? And I just start fiddling with stuff and then we end up with this. Yeah.
Can you make JJ bigger though? That's bothering me.
Okay.
He has all that space around him.
I was just going to say, I feel like I've got a big head anyway.
Let's make it worse. There we go. Perfect. All right. So how was there a Wiggles?
I'm doing surprisingly well. Like first round of GAC went insanely well. This round of JC, actually I might have good news there. I think he's dropped a lot. Oh yeah, we've had drops. We've had drops. We might win. And not pleasant numbers of drops. We are potentially winning this. So really fun. I'm enjoying GC at the moment a lot. And yeah, we're doing a lot more of the scouting as well. And it's like tonight I'm going to do the scout for the Monday stream so that I don't have to do it tomorrow. And just fun things in general.
How was your week off? Or weekend off, I should say?
Brilliant. Went and saw my nephew, spent some time with family, got incredibly drunk. Yeah. Yeah. When I say incredibly drunk, I mean me pushing myself to the other room was not happening. And when my nephew tried to push me, he didn't realize that the brakes were on.
Oh.
And then my brother tried to push me and he fell over, and it was quite hilarity because I forgot that the wheelchair brakes were on.
So did you get so drunk you were legless?
Well, technically, I just had a flat tire.
That's fine.
So we had a really good weekend. Like I was on stream on the Sunday, and anybody that saw it could probably tell I still had a skinful at that point. It was like, yes, I might be having to drink whiskey to actually get through this stream.
A skinful of what?
Alcohol. Lots of
I
alcohol.
thought it was something else. Sorry, I thought you were talking about something else.
No. So yeah, it was that moment of far too drunk, far too drunk. Really good fun though.
Cool.
How are you anyway, Aussie Mike?
Oh yeah, like yeah, it's good to have.
Other than still being in holiday mode.
Yeah, no, it was good to have a good break from work um, and then thankfully I've got like tomorrow to sort of get back to normality before work. So, yeah, not really looking forward to going back to work, but yeah, we've got another short week
Mike, did they?
next week actually, I think, or it might be the week after. There's May Day or something coming up, so yeah,
What the fuck is up with your guys'? Ours aren't any better, but
we have so
May
many
Day and Bank
holidays.
Day.
Beginning of the year, we have so many holidays. To the point where they moved one of them that was in June to like October, just because we had so many days off at the beginning of the year. It's like
I've never heard
a
of us
government
moving
Labor
a
Day or
holiday.
something. Yeah.
That's funny. It sounds like a lot of corporate holidays you all have.
Yeah.
Ours are all based off massacres.
Yeah.
Yours are just corporate.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the weird thing with the UK holidays is our bank holidays can be based around religion and everything like that. The US doesn't have that. It actually is in the Constitution that they can't be national holidays,
Really?
which is
really?
why you have things open on Christmas Day, where you come to the UK, everything's shut.
Like
It's-
a ghost
it's,
town everywhere.
It's
Yeah.
sad. It's sad that you know more about America than I do.
I just have to learn it. That's my issue.
So, Mike, did they have a Wiggles cover band on your cruise?
No. But
What,
actually, give me 1 second, because keep talking and I'll bring back something.
Oh
Guys,
God,
what
he's
would
got to
the-
go get something Wiggles related.
what
Why
would the
did you
Wiggles
bring
cover
up the
band be
Wiggles?
called?
Why
Would it be
did you
called,
do
like,
this, Bones?
Would it be the Biggles or something? I don't know what the cover band would be called.
God.
Um,
Well, whilst we're here, then, JJ, how have you been this week?
I've been all right. You've talked about your GAC. I've got 2 accounts, and I've gone 0-2 so far, so not the greatest of starts. But we're doing all right besides that. I feel like I managed to catch up a little bit on CX2 after having a bit of a bad start to the week. Didn't have enough crystals. So yeah, just getting there. But yeah, it's just average week here, isn't it?
So JJ, it's my first time hanging out with you on the podcast and stuff.
Yep.
We didn't do the 3x3 like we do here, but I am curious. How long have you been playing the game for?
Right. So I started in 2018. That was my main, and then I also set another one up in 2019. So yeah, it's been a while. Let's say that. I mean, the other thing for me, right, is I actually remember starting the game like in 2015. I remember downloading it, picking it up, but I never played it. So when I'm actually in my shard, I have actually got people from 2015 in there, but I just didn't know what I was doing back then. So I just put the game down and stopped playing. But
Yep.
about 2018, I actually started watching the likes of Arnold, and you get into the game a bit more, and yeah, it just goes from there.
I feel
Yeah, it's
like
been a while then.
I feel like YouTubers, I didn't know what I was doing either until I never watched YouTube much at all, let alone for a game.
Yeah.
And so it kind of got me into the whole world, but also it helped me with the game. It got me more into the game because of YouTubers. So what is your GP on your 2 accounts?
Ooh, I don't know the exact one, but we're talking about 12 to 11 mil between the 2 now. So my main account
Okay.
actually had a spike because of the Lightspeed bundles. At one point, my free to play was actually doing better because I
Okay.
was on my main account. I was doing more silly farms. Like I built up. I can't even remember now because I'm talking about that, and I'm remembering on my free to play, I actually farmed up Ewoks to Relic 7 before Nisa. So yeah,
Ouch.
that was
Ouch.
talking about like doing silly stuff in my
No.
main. That's like, yeah, that doesn't make sense. But
Hang on,
even
yeah,
are
sound
you
fun.
feeling all right? Are you okay? Are you
Doesn't
sure
even
you're
sound
okay?
fun.
I'm all right. I mean, I'll tell you what, I'm blaming Gerbil a little bit for it. I watched his videos on Ewoks and I was like, you know what, I'm down for this. I like the idea I could take down some General Grievous teams. Like at the time, they were a bit of a problem for me. So I was like, oh, go on, Murder Bears, that'll be fun. And
I,
yeah,
I'll
they
I'll
did all
be
right.
I'll be very honest. On my old account that I lost access to, I had full R8 murder bears before
Oh,
Nisa, but they were also all over 300 speed. So they were the
man.
speedy murder bears of nightmares. And like you put them on defense, you would end up randomly with loads of holds because they're never seen at that speed and they just got going.
I mean,
Granted,
mine's certainly
Treyas
not
still
that
beat them.
fast, but I think I've got my Paplu about 269 still. So even though he's not like crazy like in the 300s, like you say, usually he can go first unless someone takes something pretty quick. So I like to think it's something that's capable of surprising someone if they don't know about it. But 300, that is crazy.
Have either one of you tried the Chief Chirpa lead Geonosian team?
No,
I
What?
was told
no.
about it, but I've not tried it.
It's actually pretty cool.
What is it?
It
Just
does seem like a fun idea.
throw it on
I'm not sure
defense
I'm
because
brave
no one
enough
does
for
it.
it.
Just try it. Don't be scared, especially with your high-end murder bears. Mike, used to, this was a couple years ago, people would put Chief Chirpa lead, especially with the Zeta, or not the Zeta, the Omicron, but you could do it with or without, even on territory wars. And you could put the Geonosians behind it, and it was pretty crazy. I used to do it on my defense.
Okay.
But did you have something to show us, Mike?
Oh yeah. We there's this like they can so they can get in close enough. So during like the cruise, whenever they had like a trivia or whatever, they'd have like this metal thing, and you can spin them around like, and it's got a backside to it and everything like that, right? Sorry to
That's
anybody
fancy,
listening
yeah.
on Spotify, but yeah. So the I think I won guess the song. We won 2 lots of trivia as a family, which got us 7 medals each. And my youngest daughter got one for just cheering and being like the life of the karaoke party. Um, yeah, so we end up with like 20 something of these medals. So basically, everybody went home with one in our family group. And it was just like, um, that I don't even know what topic we were on when we went around and got it, but yeah, that was we just went around sort of like collecting these medals. So yeah, that's all.
Did somebody get a participation medal?
We
That's what it
Is that
sounds
really
like.
what you got?
the last event on the ship, we oh god, I don't even remember what it was. It was trivia probably, but the people who came second, they actually asked whether they could get a participation one, and yeah, it was everybody sort of laughed at them, but we probably should have given them one because I think there's still a couple that are floating around that nobody's actually claimed. So yeah. Anyway,
And also,
Fair enough.
they got a participation medal for playing against themselves. No one was
So
actually
now,
there.
yeah, it was just a
now we'll
cruise
get
for
back to
myself.
JJ. Now we'll get back to JJ because Aussie Mike has shown off his most important medal he's ever won. That's the important thing to take away here, guys. He wanted to show it off to all of you.
Yeah.
So, JJ, what is your favorite team away from GLs?
Ooh. You know, the one it's my favorite, but I haven't been able to play it properly in a while. Bad Batch, like OG Bad
Ooh,
Batch.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Bones
I
loves
don't
them.
know about anyone else, but I just love being able to beat something with that.
Mm.
Even though I love my murder bears on my free to play, because like they did take forever to build, and you get a bit of fun out of it in the end. Just watching Bad Batch sort of delete something, you can't beat it, can you?
Yeah.
No. It is a very nice feeling when Bad Batch just go, yeah, I'm going to delete this for absolutely no reason.
I mean, it's where I was disappointed when they bought the new Bad Batch in and it didn't have synergy with the old Bad Batch. It's like, I know they have the reasons for these things, but it's like, come on, couldn't they have tried to at least create a bit of synergy between them or something? I mean, I don't know. It's like you got the target practice buff, haven't you? Couldn't you have done something there?
So I know Mike did it, but JJ or Womp, do you guys have this new Bad Batch up and going, or are you guys just slowly farming them?
Slowly farming, yeah.
Myself, I've got 2 of them at 7-star nearly on one account. On the other account, 3 are about to go 7-star. I'm gonna have them before the raid, and that's all I care about. I'll have them before the raid.
I mean, I think that's got to be the aim, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter if you've got them before, because, I mean, from what I hear, they're doing all right. But I think the main thing is just having them available for the raid. And, you know what, we don't even know if they're going to be any good in it, but it's better than not having a team.
I think we're going to go sidetracked here massively. I think that they would be nuts to not those newer teams. If they're shit in the raid, it's going to shoot themselves in the foot, right? They kind of need to be at least sort of like, when you sort of compare it to this Naboo raid, it sort of needs to be that Queen Amidala Gungan level, these new teams, for it to be like an incentive for people to get them, I feel. If it's anything worse than that, I don't know. I think they're going to lose money.
What were the 3 newest teams in this raid? We had, in the current one, we got Queen Amidala, we got Gungans.
Yeah.
Would you say Keller and Beck is probably the newest?
He was sort of like the...
Yeah, but...
If you were to compare Keller and Beck to what we're going to get, Keller and Beck's team is probably the new Bad Batch team. Because you'll have like... new Bad Batch, you'll have Jedi Vanguard, and then the new Dark Side Clone Troopers. So...
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, that's 3 new teams for this raid. That's a lot of new teams already. And it's not like, oh, well, the Keller and Beck team that we're expecting for Jedi Vanguard, you might be able to bodge it with other Jedi Vanguards, which would be nice because a lot of them have been used in this raid, meaning less investment potentially, and okay, might give people a bit of a hand up to get them going. But what the hell is going to be the 4th?
Mercenaries.
They can't just do those 3, surely, because, yeah, that's going to hurt a lot for anybody going into the new raid.
I mean, I've heard people talking about JMK, and I'm thinking I could believe that, but only if Cat wasn't a unit. Like, maybe they'll make you try and do something with a non-Cat JMK, and then, I don't know, maybe there's a mechanic that will buff that team up a little bit.
Or hear me out. Throw lore out the window, for God's sake, because CG does a little bit of lore, but it's not always true to it. Specters, because there's no use for them at all, and there's no GL. I know that the one that we're in right now, it doesn't have a GL connected to it, but the other ones did. Ahsoka was around, wasn't she, when Order 66 happened? No, I'm not wrong. I'm right, bud.
No, I only flashed it up because it is a very bad take. And it's a bad take I can actually say they're probably going to pull anyway. Like, I talked about it a week or 2 ago, and it was like, what the fuck's going to be the 4th? And I went, I bet you it'll be fucking Spectre. Because, yeah, they've got to give the whales something.
But then that's a 4th team that's new.
Yeah.
Because Glat is the last GL out, so it's not really friendly for free-to-play. The only team I can see at the moment that's free-to-play is if they reuse, and I mean like reuse, all those Jedi Vanguard from the Naboo raid, where like every single Jedi Vanguard is eligible to be in the new raid. And even that's not a very kind free-to-play, because a lot of the Jedi Vanguard are useless outside of the raid, so not a lot of people have them anyway, but yeah, I don't know.
It could just be I mean, I don't know. JJ, what do you think, man? What do you think it's
I
going
mean,
to
I
be?
was just mulling over with that JMK thought again, and I could see something like where they try and do, or at least they try and give you something like Kenobi, Yoda, Cody. Um, Clone Sarge might be a bit of a push, but I'm thinking of like the JMK Rex there. But those first three in particular, they've got like a real connection to the story of the Nightfall and all that. So you add in Cody for the fact that he was synonymous with Order 66. So it's have we got two more that can really fit into a JMK team that are kind of in that vein? But I'm really coping a bit there because it's like there was a bit of me wondering, could we have like a Cody lead team? Like, could they maybe just give clones
I
a,
was
a,
just about to say,
a faction?
what if they give it just clones?
Because if
That could
anything,
be
if you did
interesting.
I mean, I'm thinking if they left Rex out and then you had to use Cody because he's got no use in the game, so it would be something I could believe CG doing, saying, right, we're going to give Cody this busted raid modifier, a bit like say
Luminara.
Darth Maul had this time, or Luminari, yeah. So it
Yeah.
could be something where they do try to buff a character temporarily.
I'd be all for
But
that.
yeah,
That'd be cool. Because, yeah, give them use. That'd be nice. It also
I
gives
mean,
someone a reason to R9 all the wills to
I'm just
R9
thinking we're on
Cody.
the raid's maybe coming out in July, isn't it?
We
Well,
don't know yet.
they've said
Nothing.
it's no earlier than July.
So that's around the time the new era starts. So it is possible they could release some things for the raid at the start of that next era.
More
I
shit for
don't
people to
think
pay
they
for.
will.
I'm thinking if it
I
was like
think-
a merge thing where you got like some older units that benefit from some newer units.
I think, if anything, we're going to get a new era leading to something completely different. Because if they suddenly start putting in characters that are for the raid, it's only going to benefit Wales. And that's it. It doesn't benefit free to play. It doesn't benefit any of the lighter spenders. Like, if you're a lighter spender, you are literally, you've got to pay to do the raid. And I think that would be worse for the game than if they went, here's just a new era. Let's move on from it. You've got the teams for the raid and get on with it. Whether they'll add shit to it, yeah, maybe. We'll see that.
I mean, I like that. Sorry, in the chat. If Rex and Ahsoka were like a pair of sorts, like because we've also got 2 and 3 mans in the current raid, and you're like, I like that. You know, I think something in that vibe. You know, I mean, if it wasn't Rex and Ahsoka, I'd said Cody, but maybe Cody Clone Sarge. You know, just something again that's really niche, really small, but it's pretty cheap as well for anyone who's just, like I say, got Kenobi.
And then after this comes out, can we all campaign to not have any more raids? And to work on something
No,
else as well?
raids are bloody helpful. It's keeping the game going. It's keeping guys spending. It's keeping the whales spending. Like, even my big account is going, oh, I need to do more in that, and I need to go chase this. If there wasn't that in the game, would those people spend on droid brains? Would they spend on here's the relic packs? No.
This person's wrong over
I
here.
mean,
I'm just kidding.
we had Dagger on
100%.
the other day, and he was Relic 9 across the board, right? So there is always
Yep.
going to be people like that. How many people like that? I guess is the question.
It's getting more numbers are getting up there.
Hmm.
That's why I'm like, what the fuck are they gonna do with these guys? I get that they're making money off of marquees and stuff, but I mean, I've said this about a game I covered before called Awaken Chaos Era. Even free to play, you could get to the end game quickly. But I told him, I was like, the whales are gonna catch up really quick, and they're gonna get bored, and the game died because the whales caught up. And there was nothing to do.
Okay.
And so it died. I'm not saying the game's going to die. Everyone freaks out when I mention any kind of problem in the end game. I'm not saying the game's getting shut down, but there's got to be something for those people that have. Let's just say everyone R5 or R7. You still need it. They still need something to do. But that's a whole nother subject. We don't have to talk about that.
So you are saying you don't want any more raids, but you are agreeing with Womprat as well?
No, I think we should quit doing raids and they should just introduce something else, something greedy to get on the whales
Okay.
because that's what we're used to, right?
Yeah.
I'm on the board of rotating these and maybe down the road revisiting some new ones. But every fucking year, can we just try something different every year? Wouldn't that be fresher than just another raid every single year?
Why can't they just let us do all the raids all at once again and just sim them? Remember when we used to
Yeah,
be
Sim
able
would
to
be
do all
nice.
three?
Yeah.
And then,
I
and then once a
loved
week you do
having
CP?
3 raids on at once.
No, but you wouldn't have to do anything. Remember when it got to the point where it would just sim it
Yeah.
and everybody would
Yeah.
get the top
Yeah.
score. What was it? The 10th score or whatever. I can't remember. It wasn't like max rewards, but it wasn't shit either.
I mean, Womp Rat, whenever I put, 1/8 of an effort, I'm beating you in raids. So I don't know why you like him so much. Because I am the
Yeah,
best raider.
because
I'm the
hang
best
on.
raid player
What's your
on
raid
this
score?
podcast.
What's your
I
raid
let you-
score that you averagely get? Just over
I
10?
I
What
felt
can your
bad for
account
you.
get? Just over 13?
But how do you know that? Because I've never done it before.
Because I run bots and look.
Oh,
So
okay.
JJ, for
Well,
perspective, because you're sitting there like, what the fuck? Bones and Wombat are in the same guild, so there's a lot of
Yeah.
competition between everything. One of them does a
I'll be
couple
honest,
of waves or whatever, and it's a big deal. And
the WTF loop probably wasn't to do with that. It was more, I was thinking the kind of measuring over 10 and 13 mil, and I'm thinking, here's me with my 8. Yeah, I'm probably on the small end.
yeah,
Well, it's like, so if I run the bots for my big account, it says that I should only get 9.8, but I get 10.1, 10.2. And it's like, there's a difference between putting in some effort and putting in very minimal effort. And the joke with the raid is if you actually use the right teams, you can breach your top score. What the bots think is your upper limit really isn't. You've just got to put a little bit of effort in. And Bones is going to say, oh, well, I don't remod. I don't now. And I still get 10.2. Oh, do you auto all 5 battles? Yeah, I can. But I get
Okay.
10.2. I just sometimes have to rerun that battle.
I just hit submit, whatever happens. We get it.
this is a weekly occurrence, by the way.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
happens
oh, we
every
bully
time
each
they
other
get
about
together.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever
Yeah.
the least effort I can put into the game, I will. And then I will dominate you with the least
No, you won't.
effort.
No, you won't. You know that.
I like that mentality of the least effort. I think that's my mantra with SWGoH. I try to do as little as possible and get the most out. It doesn't always
Yeah.
work, but I do try.
I like beating up on the SWGoH nerds who are printing out their little statistics for every match and every mode, aka the Womp Rats. I know there's a lot of you in the chat listening too. I like beating up on you nerds if I can. That's why I wear my hat backwards, like a cool football player or something.
He's not cool, guys.
Is the
Don't get
job-
I
fooled
was going to
by
say, I
it.
don't
He's
think this
not
suits for
cool.
me, does it?
Actually, it looks really cool. Your
I
cool
didn't
points
realize
went
you
up
could
10.
do them backwards, but now I see it backwards. It's not too bad.
Wait. I'll put my helmet on. Well, I'll put my hat on.
He's not helping his nerd
It's all right.
stigma,
I've
is
put
he?
my headphones back on now. Here, one prac say he's going to show it. He's like, helmet. I'm like, okay.
There we go. Just in time for the raid. That's pretty cool. Did you
Yeah,
ever
I
get
can't
your,
hear you with that on.
hold on. Did you ever get the Fallout thing done?
Yeah, the Fallout thing's been done for a while. I'm
I
tempted to
never got
paint
to
the
see
other
it.
one that I've printed.
Why
Okay,
is
you
it
owe me
power
one.
armor?
Don't forget.
I printed a Pit Boy,
Ah,
but it holds your phone, so yeah, one of those. Right.
I think I might have heard you say that before because it sounds like a cool idea.
Oh yeah,
Whoa.
they are really fun, and it's like I've got a model that has failed that's in the printer now.
That's pretty
That
cool.
a load of it is done, and I can't wait to get it done. But it's a Grim Reaper, and it's really fucking cool, and I can't wait to
It's
paint
the
it
most I've
tomorrow.
got here. Well,
Can
I've
we
got
ju-
like a little
Oh.
Mando that's the one printed for me.
Can we just
That's cool.
make mention that the sharpest that Bones' camera's ever been was on that figurine. Like the best look I've fucking ever seen. His camera's so good. And then when it goes back to his face, it's just like trash.
Is it because I'm so shiny? Is it because
I
my
don't know.
face just
No,
reflects?
It
no,
was
you
just
know,
so
you know
weird.
what it is. You know what it is. It is literally his camera goes, it's Bones' face.
It's trying to touch up and it's like erroring.
How can
And
we
what we
fucking
just need is to convert the Aussie mic AI into blur Bones' face AI.
we could? I wouldn't blame you. As long as you
Um,
can hear my stupid takes, that's all that matters.
Hey, Bane had a good point. Maybe Bones is just blur in real life.
Do you guys remember when I'd be doing my streams on my old camera and people would be
Yeah.
angry at me? Like they would be yelling at me, like, why is your camera so bad? Like literal anger. And I was like, I think I need to upgrade. I didn't realize it made so many people mad.
Yeah.
And I still haven't, as you can see. I put as much effort into my streaming as I do SWGoH, my raids, and I still kick ass.
all right. Do we
Just
want to,
told
do
that.
you want to talk about the news?
No,
Yeah,
not
let's
any
really.
head towards
questions
the
for
news.
JJ?
Which one first?
Do you want to talk anything more for JJ?
I don't know if he already asked you, JJ, but how far are you? Do you spend money in the game?
I have on my main, not like big money, but like along across all time, I've probably spent a bit, yeah. But like nothing like major on one thing. So yeah, I'm actually trying at the moment to really cut down though. It's pretty bad timing with the episode passes coming out, and we've got these pretty quote unquote cheap marquees. You know, it's like yeah, unfortunate timing on my side, but needs must.
Do you like the new way they're doing things though? I mean, I don't know how much we could complain compared to the old days.
Yeah, I actually think it's pretty good. I mean, again, I'm speaking from the point of view of someone not actually spending right now. That I do think it's good for the player base that we've got. Like compared to say 300 plus to unlock a character, and it's now
Yeah.
are we talking? Is it 115, 150 maybe? I can't remember the exact figure, but I know it's about half the value. And you think, well, half the price. That's
Yeah,
pretty
I think it
decent
is,
in
yeah.
terms of better value. I mean, there's always that question mark of should you really need to spend so much to get something in a video game? But I mean, for those
just
who
what we're
do,
accustomed
certainly
to
saving
now,
money.
Yeah, yeah.
What
I,
dollars are you talking in? Because it's about 120, I think, Australian to do it now.
I think
Or 100.
I heard
it
it's
might
around
be,
100.
I
Yeah,
know
we're
the
not
US
all in
dollar to the pound's
Australia.
about the same.
Okay, because
Yeah.
so it's episode pass. Then there's the pack for the which is what 20 something dollars. I can't remember. Then you'd buy the
You've got the $30 pack, and then the
Omicron pack, which is 47.
$70.
So you save 50, so we're up to 80, and then you buy another $70 pack afterwards. What's that? 150. And that's once the event is over, you get 7-star.
It is a lot better than it used to be. It is definitely a lot better than it used to be.
There's no random chance.
It says something about where it was.
Yeah, like just being able to buy that $75 or even the Ascension pack, I did it with this time. And the Ascension pack, plus then if you've managed to get a little bit lucky on the pulls, and I think I got 36 or 38 over the 2 sessions of it. That meant just with the Ascension pack alone, and that was $85 or 85 quid. That was you're done for the event. I didn't need to pull anything. I didn't need to spend any more. It was like little bit of luck on your side can really, really help.
And then when they stuffed up the Nightfall battle thing and gave us all the free shards early, I'm now gonna finish it tomorrow, which is a day early. So because we
Yeah.
got 22 shards.
Yeah, so my big account got the unlock early. I pulled 15 and a 6 on day 1. And then on day 2, I pulled another 10, and it was like, well, there we go. We're unlocked. And it was just like, good feeling, good feeling.
Yeah.
But yeah, honestly, really, really fun character. I'm loving CX2.
So,
I mean,
Is he
I haven't
Lord
seen
Failure
too much
still?
of him other than. Go on, sorry.
oh, you go, JJ.
No, JJ, go ahead. I'm just saying stupid shit. You go ahead, buddy.
No, I mean, I was just going to say I haven't seen much of CX2. I've heard he's doing all right with his Omicron, but there's nothing like too crazy happening either. I mean, does anyone know more than I do?
So I put out a testing video that we did. Full 5-man JMK team, apart from Padme. So they had swapped Padme for Gas. The 3-man Lord Vader team eats it. And that's just Apo CX2 Lord Vader. And that was at
Actually-
2-star.
Wow.
I actually
it's like-
share.
Damn.
Womp, I shared that video to some people in Three Scoundrels to convince them to wail on him before GAC started.
Yeah.
So CG, you're welcome.
Honestly, like, I am so happy on the big account. I'll have him 7-star. I've got the stuff to take him straight to Relic 7. Not Relic 7, Relic 9. And that's then taking bloody jocasta new when she unlocks to Relic 7. And it's like, I am planning to take that whole team to R9 because it is just mental. And I can't wait to see what's next.
What do you think you'll use jocasta new for next week?
Probably with Beck in some regard. I don't fully know yet. It might sit on a Qui-Gon team just to be a dick, which is quite an interesting concept. Chucker behind Qui-Gon, Chucker with Anakin. Oh, look, let that fight go on too long. Here's a bomb waiting to go off. That could be quite a fun way of running it.
Yeah.
But I think she's probably going to do better under Beck.
Are you going to unlock jocasta new next week, JJ?
Yeah, I've got rec rate on both my accounts, so I'll be able to get her.
Yeah.
I won't be able to take her far, which is pretty much my mantra. I never have the car attack. But I might be able to just see what's going on the initial days, and then if it's like she might be good with JML or something, I could always push her up or something. But yeah, short term, she'll probably just stick at, I don't know, Gear 8 or wherever a car attacks first land. But
I don't think there's any
I'm
rush.
interested.
I think I missed out on 4 days just because I was gone. And so I'm just doing nothing but data crons. I'm not even red crating. I don't think there's any rush to get her if you're if you're not a huge whale. Like if you're one of those people that need them day one, then that's fine. But if you're just someone who slowly farms the Vanguard team, which hasn't even been released yet, why there's no rush, is there?
I think the main reason that people will want some form of a rush is if you're going to be going for Mace as soon as you can. Remember, he's going to likely be part of the raid. He's likely to be on a 3-month cadence again. And we know what their 3 months cadences are truly like. Balin being the exception, he has come back early every fucking time now. And it's like, come on, 2.5 months is not 3. Your usual one here is 3 months. Nah, 5. We're used to that from your CG. Please stop it.
Well, people were freaking out about when it was coming back around, so it was about time, right?
Well,
I was just waiting on him.
It should have been back next week. At the start of next week was its due date.
Gotcha. So it did come
So
back.
he's come back early yet again and buggered off before he was due.
People are mithered about Jar Jar as well at the moment, aren't they? Or I've seen a few posts on Reddit, saying where's Jar Jar coming back.
Jar Jar is due back next month or end of next month, but that should be him permanent into the thing then. So whenever he comes back is the permanent return.
I mean, my free to play didn't go for the Gungans. They're all just chilling at gear 8 or something. And it's that thing where even though the raid goes, I'm thinking maybe I just go back and work on them at some point just to have a decent team. But it's where the journey guide does help, doesn't it? You know, if you do want to just pass on something for whatever reason, you can go back eventually. You know, you haven't got to wait on these 3-month cadences or whatever they decide to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the actual journey guide is really, really helpful. And it's like things like Gungans, everybody's saying, oh, well, you don't need to do them when the raid drops. I use them as a multi-tool in GC. We've used them today in GAC at one point where it was just like, oh, I need to kill this team. Well, Reaver gets killed by Gungans. You just don't take Phalanx and you don't take Jar Jar, and it dismantles Reaver. And it's like, okay, that's really unique. And like, you're not going to be placing them on defense because there is too many teams that can counter it. So place them on offense, have a laugh, and oh, look, probably most rounds you're going to go, here's a team that I can kill with this ridiculousness. So really worthwhile team, even now for just that.
I mean, the shield's just brilliant for the banners, though, isn't it? I mean, unless you've got something that's just going to be able to hard focus it, you've got a good chance of getting a 57. Well, and 3s, obviously.
Well, the thing that I found out why it works, because I was wondering why the hell it worked against Reaver, is she death marks. So, oh, look, I've got death mark. You now can't hit my shield. And you just sat there going,
Yeah,
fuck,
true.
that works.
Derpy,
Because
but
they
it's
can't
brilliant.
be killed because the shield's up.
There's a similar thing with Darth Revan. Darth Revan Zalbar at the moment, isn't there? Where you can use the same mechanic just to avoid them going for the shield.
Yeah.
You gotta love it when things like that just pop up.
It is fun. And there are some very stupid things you can use Gungans for. And honestly, I'm loving the fact that they are so versatile. Like, it's not, here is just one counter. It's, they can counter a lot. And at the same time, they are very much, oh, I breathed on you, you fell over. Because I think it's CLS is one of the easiest counters to Gungans in 5s. Which everybody goes, what? And it's like, yeah, it's an emergency one. I don't want to do it. I'd prefer throwing Great Mothers. But with what we found with Great Mothers at the moment, if you've got the Sidious Cron, they're not going to go on defense for you.
You have Trey on defense? Because that's what I use all the time.
What, for Gungans?
Yeah, on both 5v5 and 3v3.
Yeah. I use Great Mothers because I just want 57 banners out of the fight.
I was saying, why are you wasting your gilfs on that team? I understand the mechanics, like just it bypasses the mechanics and all that. I've seen it before, but wouldn't you want to save that for something else?
Well, usually I've planned to do like 55, 56 across every team. So it's one of those of I'd prefer to use it there just to guarantee 57 banners.
You're trying to.
JJ,
all right, you fucking nerd. Go get your statistics. Go get your statistics out so you know what banner you're getting as soon as you start. All right, buddy.
Just get used to it. You just got to roll.
I was just thinking about Great Mothers. I tried them against Queen Amidala last round, and I thought to myself, oh yeah, this is a counter. I've heard about it, and it's where sometimes I think when you take a team off defense for the first time and you try and use them yourself, you realize how important it is that you've actually got everything clocked right. Like I got Morgan and Great Mothers all right, but then I've got this spirit that when I'm looking at it when I'm doing my round and I'm thinking, I've got no mods correctly aligned. You know, like I think I got a crit damage mod with some health and potency and whatever crud I'd just piled on there. And I'm thinking, yeah, there's no way this is going to do anything this round. I've actually gone and remodded since last night, just to actually try and make sure it's all working. But you know, it's just listening then to one Pratt talking about taking down Gungans with, and I'm thinking, I've got them on offense now for a couple of rounds, and I'm thinking, I need to make sure I beat things with them. You know, it's like
the thing with Great Mothers versus Gungans is it ignores the mechanics because you go, is Phalanx there? Yes, right. He's the first one to die. Then you go, Boss Nass is now going to die. And then you literally just go, put it on Jar Jar. Oh, look, he can't die. Target the generator and kill it. And then Jar Jar's at 1 health, so you breathe on him and he dies. But because of how their kit works, they don't drop protection to them, which means it's 57 manners. It's just a guaranteed way of getting 57. And I know you're fighting your way through some bits of Kyber and other fights, and it's like, knowing that that's an easy 57 if you see it is a bit of a difference to go, I can 57 it, or I can use this team and get like a 54, 52, or I can use this team and get into the high 50s. And it's like, I just want something that's consistent. And
I have a question.
The other part of it is you don't care about the modding because they don't need to be clocked. It doesn't need to be good. It just goes delete, die.
I have a question. How come you stopped saying congratulations? Because we gave you a lot of shit, but I loved when you'd say congratulations. You just got fucked or something like that. Why do you not say congratulations?
Bones, you're a dickhead.
I'm not even making fun of you. I liked when you would say that. That was like my favorite thing, like you're saying. But okay, I'm just wondering what happened to it.
Yeah,
don't let us bully you out of saying it, because it was my favorite thing.
I still say it every so often, just not as much.
I miss it. Maybe I just haven't been around. That's probably my problem.
But this is the thing. It's like GEC now is not just a fight of like here's one team versus another team. It is now, can I sneak an extra banner here and there? Stuff like seeing today on mine, it was, oh, somebody put Imperial Troopers. They had put Apo with them. And my first thoughts was, shit, I can't now Savage that. For a one man, go for 58. Oh, okay, this is now potentially looking rough. And then I was sat there and chat was kind of egging it on a little bit. And it was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll try it. I'll try it. And it walked through it. And it's like, okay, Apo makes no difference to that team, which is good to know. So little things like that is fun to see. More
So
than
I have
anything.
a question. Womp, you tested in the game more than most people I know. Are we able to do the Tarkin? Not yet. Tarkin? Are we able to do anything with the Tarkin lead yet with these two?
No, because he's not been reworked.
Okay. All right.
You'll probably find there is something you can do with Tarkin even now.
Yeah.
Because I think in fact, let's have a quick look at his lead. Empire gains 30 speed, inflict events down and expose on enemies that fall below 100% health. Empire during the Empire's turn, effect can't be resisted. You're gonna make them quick, but that is also taking a Zate to do that. Are these all Empire? Is the next question. Yes, they are. Both of them are Empire. So maybe there's something there. I don't
haven't heard
think you're going to
anybody.
see it.
Yeah, I haven't heard anyone do anything. But I didn't know if for some reason I thought they said that he was now. I thought there was some post where it said that Tarkin's now compatible with them or something. But I don't know.
Not yet.
Yeah, that was the Datacron.
The Datacron, okay.
Yeah, the Datacron makes him compatible with everybody that's Empire.
Okay,
It just ignores it ignores the dark side clone requirement.
But it
Okay, I'm
hasn't
seeing
had
that in
the
chat
rework,
too.
Really.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a bit of a weird one, to be honest, because I feel like it's targeted towards someone like myself who hasn't got Lord Vader on my main. And, I'm trying to work on the clones for the raid, but obviously I haven't got Lord Vader. So it kind of is nice that they thought about people like that, but equally, even if Tarkin gets a rework, it's not like the biggest thing because I'm not really going to benefit from it until all four are out, surely. And even then, the crons probably flow me by at that point, but it's still a little bit odd.
Do you do you think there's some kind of spoiler in this kit for some whatever reason, even though it's been leaked? It hasn't been officially announced some of the characters, right? Or have they all been officially named?
All
I
the
think
characters
they
have
have.
been named. They did
I
Okay.
think
it
they're in
in
game.
it was the, oh, what was it called? When they did the era battles. They confirmed all of them then.
Okay.
And the release
Yeah.
order. So we know at some point next week, we should know about Disguised Clone Trooper. We've got a very important Disguised Clone Trooper. Yay!
It seems very lazily done. But I wish they would do it so people can mess around, especially right before 3v3. It would have been fun to try different things. Um, and I guess that's probably why they are reworking him, right, for 3v3, so you can use all the clones somehow, some way.
Yeah, it'll be Lord
I
Vader
think-
with
That's the
these
question.
two, and then Tarkin will have the next two.
Yeah. Or it might be that Tarkin gets these two. We don't know. Remember
Well-
the amount of times CG has said, oh, this is the team. And then as a community, we find some bullshit team that works better. And it's just like, yeah, you didn't see that coming, did you, CG?
Fair enough.
I'm
I'll
not
tell you what,
wondering.
I think they would change things if Lord Vader didn't get the correct team though, because that just seems like something they're gunning for at the moment. I mean, if
Yeah.
say Disguised and Scorch somehow end up with Lord Vader, I think and that'll be like how they said about Fennec. We will step in. And it's like, are they really going to just let it happen if something becomes more busty elsewhere, kind of thing?
I think they are wanting to make it so strong that it is scary. I think they're going to be watching this like a hawk because the Lord Vader's had such a bad reputation. They can't give him a new clone team and it be meh. It's got to be, oh fuck, he's now a serious GL. Whether that's threes, fives, I think they're going to have to keep an eye on it.
What do you think, Mike?
Well, Ash just put in chat a very interesting thought. What happens to like Royal Guard? Because he's
Crash.
quite a big part of the Lord Vader team at the moment. So
Yeah, he's going to
Yeah.
go back to the bench. I mean, in GAC, the OG Star Killer team is pretty much riding the bench for me. That doesn't mean it's for everybody, but there's a lot of just formerly great characters that, like Darth Vader. I get that he can go with Afra. I get that he can go with LV, but that's the LV thing is going to be out the window soon. I get that sometimes you use him with Afra, but she doesn't really, or Vader doesn't really have a place to go. He sits on the bench most of the time, and he's a great character.
true.
So yeah, he'll
I know
definitely
that
be riding the bench.
I know that Tarkin's meant to be the like sub leader for the clones if you haven't got Lord Vader, but I feel like they're going to have to do something with him where it's almost he lifts Empire units regardless of if they're clones or not. Because just supposing you've got your 5v5 team, Lord Vader and the clones, I wouldn't say you want Tarkin to have use. It's not like he's got to, but they're talking about this rework. And you're thinking, wouldn't it make sense if all of these units that have been with Lord Vader can go with Tarkin now? It would seem elegant to just move them along rather than essentially just say, right, if they're not clones, Tarkin's on the bench.
True.
That's true. I didn't think about that. Yeah, just overall making Empire better. So you could maybe put a Royal Guard or something over there and not just full clones would be cool.
Yep.
I didn't even think about that, honestly.
I mean, they've said
honestly,
that it's a touch-up, haven't they, for Tarkin, by the way? They haven't said it's a... Or it's to rework.
No, they said it was a rework.
Oh, so like what we've got in his kit currently could completely change. So
Yeah.
that could be quite good.
So
Rework's better than a touch-up.
I've got a
Yeah.
feeling like his rework will be more based around benefits for all Empire, because that way they can go, okay, well, Lord Vader gets all the clones, but then Grand Moff Tarkin goes, well, I can take, say, Thrawn, Royal Guard,
Yeah,
and Death Trooper. Well, not Death Trooper because he buggers off to a different team.
but Piet,
But no, because that
maybe,
goes back to Imp
and maybe
Troopers and
even
causes
Vader.
Super Troopers.
But
Yeah,
a
and it's
lot,
like,
and even Vader though, because Vader was right next to him all the time
Yeah.
whenever he was alive.
yeah,
So
and it might just mean that whatever his rework is actually makes that team a viable team. It might be Lord Vader is very offense based and Tarkin could be very defense based. So seeing that go through, and it's like, remember, we've got a bit of a frustration mechanic already with the new Lord Vader team, where it's you can't kill Apo till Lord Vader's dead unless there's a GL there. And you can't target CX2 if Apo's alive. So you've got the beginnings of a frustration mechanic. If that goes further, is the AI going to be smart enough to work out how to kill order? If it doesn't get that kill order, taking on offense means, oh, look, I don't care. I win. Because it's that moment of like the Leia team with Radis and Jin. Oh, look, you put smoke on Jin. Jin can't be killed. Oh, look, you go into Jabba and Jabba tries to eat Jin and still sits there at 1 health.
Yeah.
And are we going to get to that stage?
I'm
just
curious
a
if they make
random.
Ahsoka's AI more prioritized towards like the correct kill order, as it were,
Yeah.
just to make sure the newest GL's capable of keeping up.
It's
Yeah.
definitely something that they do. So it very well possibly could. Um, God, I hate when they
And
go for my armor every time. Leave my armor alone. Fucking leave her alone. I can't mod her any better. And she's still.
It's Scythe for me.
It's who?
yeah.
Scythe, I get sick to death of seeing Scythe get destroyed in fleet battles.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
come
Oh,
on,
fleet
but that's
battles.
just painful.
Yeah. One quick thing is that Essex said he saw Ranger beat LV Apo in CX2 with Seer, Malicos, and Maul.
Yeah.
Just
It
something
is
for you
definitely
guys listening.
possible. There are a lot of teams out there that are looking as potential, but you've got to have the damage output to kill Lord Vader first.
And that's a
That's
pretty
the
good
main
team
thing
too.
there is how can I kill Lord Vader first?
Because if I have to use that team that I just said against Lord Vader, that takes away one of my really good counters against Rey, who is just as dangerous. I feel like you mess up on Rey once or twice, your whole GAC's derailed. So
Well,
um,
why are you using Sia Malicos on Rey where you can just layer it?
because I'm using Leia's on defense. Why would I use a Leia when I can use an underdog team? Don't start with me, bud. I'm gonna underdog. We're not just gonna. It's not about banners, okay? It's about destroying and getting through as fast as I can.
Obviously, Bones doesn't know how weak Leia is on defense right now.
Why? What's wrong with her?
Because of a couple of the datacrons, there's like counter after counter at the moment, and some of them are dirt cheap counters to Leia, and it's like, great, I
But
can't even do it. And
but
it's why
listen,
I've pulled my Leia off altogether for threes.
my opponent held me to 5 holds on their Ray, like embarrassed me. But my Leia held and won for me in the front row. So I cleared like 3 territories. He could only clear 2. And the Datacron had 0 benefits except 200%, 220% armor penetration, and he couldn't get by. So yeah, I think she's still hanging around, bud.
Well, the main thing is now with the Bane Cron, I mean the Sith Assassin Cron. Wait, no, it is the Bane Cron. You're not gonna have banner drop from there because oh look, I'm just about to kill. It's Sith Assassin's turn. I go stealth. Oh look, I'm full health and protection. I've got full banners back.
I think I rolled the Sith Assassin Cron actually on accident.
So for stuff like Leia, where the risk was always banner bleed, it's like, no, you're not going to anymore. That Sith Assassin Cron is very, very dirty to have your hands on, especially if
Oh,
you've got a good Sith Assassin.
so you're saying I could take the Sith Assassin Cron and take out Leia now with Bane?
You could before it.
I've always did that after the Bane Cron, and it just wasn't reliable. I think it was successful a couple of times, but I just quit doing it.
Somebody needs to remod their Bane.
I just sauna it now. And then before that, I did Slacker. I would
And
JMK Jabba.
this is the thing. There is a lot of answers out there, which is why I don't particularly like the idea of having Leia on defense, because it's that moment of what team is going to claim it? What team is just going to walk through my Leia? And it's like when I see a Rey with Ben and Ezra, and I go, I've purposely remodded to have my Drogon a lot higher offense. And then, oh, look, I'm going to pass him the ability to hit ridiculously hard. And he just blows away the Ezra. It's like, as long as you've not got a super stacked up amount of health on your Datacron, I'm fine. And I actually think the better cron for Ray teams this time is the 15% for each other. And the better cron for Ahsoka at the moment is the tank revive. And again with Leia, if you're going to run her on defense, run tank revive. Watch somebody shit themselves when, oh, I finally killed Leia. She stands back up, full health, full protection, and then goes, oh, by the way, here's the rest of my team. Fuck you.
Well,
And it's that moment of jaws of defeat from victory.
I'm not saying this is better, but I went up against that one that Ray that held me 5 times. It had just a level 3, no great stats. And it was the one where when someone dies, and this was in 3v3, but when someone dies, they get the 20 speed, was it 15% offense or something? And
Yeah.
she was just smoking me time after time after time. So I just take one person out per battle after a while and just clean her up because so I can't imagine 5v5. I know we've had it before. I never seemed worried about it before, but it caught me off guard this time. Have we even started talking about news yet? Oh, go ahead, JJ. Sorry.
No,
I was just trying to think while you were talking. When was the last time we had Empire for a Datacron other than like not CX2 Apo now?
over 6 months, I think.
I was wondering, just in case they bring it in this coming cycle and they give defense as a stat, because you were talking about the idea of like they're making this really frustrating team. And I'm thinking that would probably be the most frustrating stat to give it, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah. If you gave them a decent amount of defense, that could make that frustration mechanic even worse.
I mean, the only one worse would be dodge, but let's just pray dodge crons don't come back.
Don't.
Yeah, don't give them ideas.
Don't
we say the CG intern is listening. Be careful.
That was one of the darkest times I ever had in the game.
If it comes back, we know where to come. We'll come for you.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I'll take the hit.
Now,
if it comes back, I am coming to Stoke and stealing your oatcakes.
So this
all of them are mine.
He knows where to hit me in the heart.
So this is completely backtracking, but I wanted to ask you earlier when you're talking about your Ewoks, have they ever had a Datacron?
Yes.
Yeah, they've had a couple. Nothing too crazy, but it's always been stuff that's kind of helped them a little. Like Chirper's had one, I think, and Wicket's had one.
Chirper, yeah. That's right.
Yeah,
okay,
I do hope they get a busted one at some point. Just something to really. Well, if anything, I've got my investment. I want some return on it, but it would be nice just for him to have a real moment in the sun, if you like. Maybe give Nisa something that's busted.
I just don't think I remember because I didn't have him. Now, if they bring Teak to the game, make him a legendary, make the Ewoks great again. If the Gungans can be meta, so can the Ewoks. The Ewoks fucking fought a war and defeated the Empire. Like, they can bring Teak in and make him legendary status, and I think actually I wouldn't complain about that. Once again, if we had the fucking bumbling, stumbling Jar Jar as a legendary, Teak can be one too.
All
I've
right,
got
let's
this image
see.
in my
Anyways.
head of it being like the C3PO event, but inverted. But that would be annoying, but also kind of cool if they thought, you know what, we'll make you do the same event more difficult and just basically
Oh,
give everyone
JJ.
nightmares again.
I think we might have to mute JJ for a few minutes. Yeah.
I'm,
Dude,
I'm giving them ideas.
okay, that in the boss. No, not boss. No, it was 3PO and
Chewbacca.
okay,
Yeah, they were back
Chewbacca.
to back, weren't they?
Those two were not now because the power level was increased, but back then it was the two hardest things I ever dealt with. And I had all the characters ready to go, but like back then you could try to underdog it, you know what I mean? It wasn't minimum requirements. And so I just don't think I kept trying to underdog it because that's what you did back then. See what the lowest gear you could use to beat him. But it took me like 3 times around and I would play all week, fucking thousands of attempts and that also like back then I didn't Bosk and Django were like marquee characters, so you kind of had to wail a little bit to beat it. I was using like Boba Fett lead and Greedo, and I put the Zeta on Greedo, which is like pretty much the same move as Jedi Training Ray, but it's actually not that bad of a Zeta. There could be worse ones. But and then like I used Ewok, I didn't have Wicket, and so I had to use Ewok Scout and like probably Tebow because I think he was like something around the time for that raid. But yeah, yeah, don't do that to us, JJ. CG,
The,
don't
Well,
if you're listening, don't
I've heard a
listen
few
to
of
us
those with
anymore.
Tebow. I'm gonna
the
say
only
Tebow and
one,
Scout, they were like the sloppy leftovers. Even though
Mega.
Tebow, I hate Tebow.
Hey,
the
can we
the
get
only
mega
event
hats?
that make Ewoks great again.
I'll champion it.
All right, I think we're all on
I
board.
will make a fun image with "Make Ewoks Great Again" as the slogan, and I will send it over to JJ, and I'll probably put it on the what's it as well, and we'll put it on hats and shit. So if you guys really want to make Ewoks great
I
again,
do.
we can have a joke about it, and
Are you
I'll
gonna make
I'll
him
even
just take
like?
a
create a
couple of months in
bot.
the sun, mate.
I
Are
will
you gonna?
create a bot for the normal one. I'll send it to Aussie Mike for on here. We'll have a make Ewok great again bot, just as a bit of a laugh.
Are we gonna make him look like Trump hats? Mega. I would rather
but
have something cool because I don't like that design, but it could be one version of it.
but
But
yeah,
yeah,
honestly, like the events themselves, the one event that I hope they really never replicate is the Gast one, especially when we didn't have relics for it. When it
I don't
first
remember it
came
being that
out, there was
hard.
no relics available, or they had just dropped, and it was like, go away. That was a horrid event.
I think the worst thing, looking back, it wasn't even the relics as much as they gave you such a weird team for phase 4. I mean, whenever do you use a Sarge lead like that? And you just look back and you go, couldn't they have given us like a neutered GG and not bring our own and just give us something like, I don't know, a Gear 11 GG or something? But nope, we had to use a Sarge.
That wasn't the tier that ever gave me trouble. The tier that gave me trouble was the bloody Padme in front of it. Where it was like, here's Padme, and you've got to kill off the two sides, and then GG would probably nuke your face.
No, no, no. Say it. Congratulations. Your face just got nuked. Do it for
Congratulations,
me.
everybody. Fuck you bones in chat. Come on, come on. And in the comments. In the comments, in the chat, fuck you bones.
I did
But
a.
maybe I was
I did
I'm
a
a more
thing.
superior player, but I didn't have a problem with the gas event. What'd you say, Mike? Sorry.
I did the bot that One Bright was wanting.
Oh no,
Damn,
I was going to make
you're
something even
quick.
funnier.
All right.
I was going to make something quite funny with it.
All right.
But
Let's
I'm
let's get
impressed
into the
by the
news.
quickness that you did it.
I'm learning. See, I fiddle around with these things
Yeah.
and I'm learning. basics, but I'm getting there.
Well, you guys are making me look bad. I've been here for 5 years and I don't even have like a border around my stream or anything. I don't know how to make. I've been trying to figure out how to put like a subscription thing that updates on my thing. I still don't know how to do that.
That's above
You guys
my
are
You've
making me
range.
just
look
got to
bad.
ask, and I can send you the bullshit that I build for everything.
That's a
You
bot
know
rat
that.
one.
Yeah,
All right.
I know. I've just been out of touch with you guys.
All right. Some
That's my
news.
fault.
But yeah, right.
Two
Let's
news
start on the
items.
news.
All right. So the first one has been fixed already, but the Ascension bundles, when you got to the last payment level, any of the free stuff afterwards actually just disappeared. Which is great because I think there was like Omicrons for one of them. So that has now been fixed. I don't know whether
Yep.
if anybody has, like, I assume everybody was able to collect this stuff. Do you have it?
I got stung by it.
Yeah.
I got stung by it.
Did you collect the stuff
And
later?
then, yeah, I got it like about a day later.
Right.
The update came in. I went on and went, oh, free shit.
Yeah,
Bye.
okay.
Give me my free shit.
Right.
But yeah, I got stung by it. It was not funny. Even though I laugh about it, it was really not fucking funny.
All right, and then the next one is we have Apple gift card promo coming. So this is for the United States if you buy a gift card from Target, Canada if you buy it from Walmart, and UK if you buy it from ASDA and Sainsbury.
Wait, say that again. What are the two places in the UK?
Sainsbury,
What's the other one?
ASDA.
I was going to say,
So,
can you
Asda.
capture that one, Pratt?
Asda, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, I've got this image of just being able to play that just for saying like a thing like Americans say, or not even Americans, people outside the UK say things differently.
What do you
And
call
say
it?
just
Asda.
wonderful hearing it. Asda and Sainsbury's.
Okay.
You guys
Well, I
do
actually
say a
got
lot of things
Sainsbury's
differently,
pretty
and it
close
cracks
then,
me
didn't
up.
Yeah, Sainsbury's and Asda.
Okay. All right.
See,
Asda's like Walmart,
I
pretty
guess
much.
LD, we call it LD, is ALDI. So, okay, I see that.
but I would have said ASDA as well because it's all capitals,
Yeah.
and I've never heard of it. So I would have said ASDA as well.
All right.
And then when you started making fun of him, I was like, it must be Asda. But all right, go ahead, Mike.
Well,
So that's
we now have a clip. We now have a clip for me, JJ, and all of chat is literally being processed now, and it's going in the chat, Mike, just for you.
all right.
Just for you. It's
No worries.
Asda.
I'm glad to be of use. Okay, so when
Steve
you
goes ASDA. I'm singing ASDA.
All right, I'd love to dance to it.
if you buy a $25 gift card in the US, you also get $25 worth of crystals and then these amazing shards of 330 each of Scavenger Ray and Kylo Ren Unmasked. You also get 4 million credits and 30 of the T6 training droids, which I'm pretty sure are the top ones, right? And then likewise, if you buy a $50 pack, you get $50 credit, crystal, sorry. You also get the 330 shards of the Kylo and Scavenger Ray, Full Moon, and the 30 training droids. Then when you go to Canada, same thing for the $25 pack and the $50 pack, and the UK is the same thing as well. And then when you get to basically anywhere out of those 3 countries, so think myself, we get put into a draw to possibly win. There's 3 winners who will get 3,700 crystals, and then the shards of the characters. And then there's 2 winners of 7,500 crystals, and then the shards of Kylo Ren and Rey Scavenger. And we have to manually go and put our alloy code into that draw. and that draw
Oh,
is announced, or sorry, drawn and announced on May 30th.
Yep.
Thoughts,
So
comments?
what? 4 days from now?
No, the whole month away.
Is it? No.
Where April's still.
Oh yeah, a month.
yeah.
Yeah.
Also, they ask you guys who's your who's your favorite droid or what droid do you want to see come to the game? What's your guys'
Your
answer?
favorite droid
Where does it say that?
in the form.
Oh,
Tell,
okay.
but
Don't
think when
you-
they were doing that, was it like one of those things like, "Are you a bot?" But no,
Oh,
it was.
yeah.
I think it was just them doing a quirky question.
But the way I looked at it is like if we put someone that's not in the game, so this is just an answer, a question I have for everybody, I guess. In my eyes, I was like, I'm going to tell them someone that's not in the game, so maybe like, oh, they keep saying this guy, let's put them in the game. So I said Forlom. And Forlom and Zuckus, what droid would you guys like to see come to the game? This is just a cheeky question. You notice how I said something British? Because we don't say cheeky around here. That was for you, JJ. I studied
didn't pick
my
up on it.
British. JJ, what droid would you like to see come
Bones,
to
you're
the
an
game?
arse hat. You're an arse hat, Bones.
That's what they call these over in America. These hats I wear. They're ass
But
hats.
yeah, my actual answer that I gave was BT1 because I absolutely love BT1.
Oh, I should have gone for that.
However, honestly, Forlom, if he came to the game, I would be happy. But with Forlom, I'd want Zuckus, I'd want all that lot to come as well. So it's like, God damn it.
They the only
Bones
like
actually had a
OG
good idea.
Aren't they the last like one of the most iconic scenes of all Star Wars to me is Vader talking to the bounty hunters up on in Empire Strikes Back on the Star Destroyer. They're the only ones left, right?
Forlom and
From that
Zuckus are the
scene.
ones that are missing, yeah.
Yeah, so that would be cool to make it like an ultimate bounty hunter team. Maybe medify them a little bit because who doesn't love the bounty hunters, just lore wise? Um, yeah, I know I'm getting off on a tangent, but that would be cool. Sorry, Mike.
I don't know.
But yeah,
That's it.
like that is all the news. Now, I worked out something that we do need to talk about because by the time we get to next week's episode, we'll have already known about May the 4th stuff because May the 4th is the day after. Next episode is May the 3rd, so no doubt we'll be going through here's a Lightspeed pack that's coming or whatever bullshit. What is our speculative guesses at what is coming? What would we like to see? What do we think is going to be there? And what bullshit we know isn't going to happen?
Oh, I think double drops, right? That's about the only thing you can guarantee.
Yeah.
I would hope for double drops as a minimum.
I think
I've
it's
got
enough.
a feeling we're going to get the Lord Vader Lightspeed. We're
We've
not going to
technically already
have.
had that.
Yeah, we're not going to have the Bad Batch there, though. We're going to get the rest of it at like Relic 5.
Okay.
But we've kind of had it, haven't we? We had a Tuscan one. We've had Jawas. And wasn't there a few Empire packs that fill out the rest of the racks?
There is a few bits missing, and that's it. I've got to swap to my baby account, but I'll pull up what's missing.
I mean, I can't remember. Has Newt been in one? Because that's the one I haven't
Newt
got at
has
Relics
been in one.
myself. Right, so
Newt
that's
has
probably a
been in
bundle
one.
I didn't buy.
It'd be cool to see a graph that shows like all the characters kind of that are in LSBs currently and break it down how it can help you towards legendaries because I can't keep them all together either.
The reason that I think it would be good to get a Lord Vader pack right now is if they did a Lord Vader pack, that number one ties in with the new raid a little bit and would encourage people to spend on it. It would also be what is it? Like kind of capitalizing on what is good at the moment. Like the ones that we haven't had anywhere is Arc Trooper and Echo, the original Echo, not Bad Batch. They're the only two missing at Relics for that event. Cat, move your bum. But if we got like a Relic 5 Lord Vader pack at this time, it'll be like, well, does that now mean anybody that hasn't started the farm of the new Darkside clone team? Well, you're now closer to Lord Vader. Do you not want to spend on these? Do you not want to get Lord Vader and spend on these new clones and have a ridiculously powerful team? Dropping it on the right before the third one releases as well. That would definitely be a way of them getting more money. Especially with it being May the 4th, and it's also the anniversary thing, so yeah.
The only thing that's
So
kind of
our
giving me a
feeling-
bit of unease over that, I'm just thinking about where I'm looking at my Lord Vader Rex at the moment. And the main thing that's holding me back is that I need Relic 8s. And it's not that they're hard to do as such, but it's that thing of, right, I've got to just actually do it. And when you think two of my legendaries or journey guides, you know, Gas and Padme. So unless they offered something that was Arc Trooper and Dooku at R8, which again wouldn't be too great for me because I've got both of them at R7. So it's like, am I really going to pay big for Relic 8? There's not much incentive in terms of like that from my side. But I get the idea that if you're talking about the more general things, like if you ignore Bad Batch, everything else, say R5, a few bumps to R7, it's not bad, but I don't know. I think it's why Love Vader's a problematic one because those R8s can be awkward hurdles.
Yeah.
Not like Glatt with the R9s, obviously, but still, for anyone who's not engaging with R8 as much, it's still something to have in mind.
I agree 1000%. That's why I've had zero desire to farm him, at all, and I should be.
Yeah.
But I guess and I'd rather farm the newest stuff because they have things tied to them, and so there's no reason for me to go back. But now there is. I'm happy that they're bringing him back into the meta. You know, I'm just happy
to be honest,
that's
if they
the
hadn't
case.
put the clones out, I wasn't going to do them. I was just going straight to Ahsoka. And when
That's
you
what
look
I did.
at Rex,
Yeah.
it's just easier going for Vader now. But yeah, like you, I just wasn't even thinking about him.
Yeah, and I mean you could get by in GAC without him as well. Do
Yeah.
you want all your GLs as a collector in general? And for I'm not. I call him Lord Failure, poking fun, but he's still a GL. You know, what I mean, he's still going to
Yeah.
help you in some way or another. But even on my big account, I don't notice him. He's just sometimes it's like, oh, I have Lord Vader. Let's just hit auto on this team, so I don't have to worry about it. That's all it really is. So you can get by without him. There's enough teams
Yeah.
out there.
I mean, I think it's that thing of even though as he is right now, he's still one of the worst GLs. He's still a GL, you know. And I think it is where
Exactly.
it does get underrated a little bit, you know. But I'm looking forward to seeing what it'd be like with all the clones. Just going back to that, but I feel like if they do help people get him, it wouldn't be a bad idea. It's just I don't know what exactly they could do that they haven't done already.
They usually surprise me with kits and stuff. Are you talking about kit wise?
No, I mean I'm talking about like Lightspeed bundles and just picking up what Womp was saying. It's like it could just be the re-release packs they've already done for him. Because like I say, I think the majority have been in the pack, haven't they?
Yeah. Well, here I have about those packs. Aren't they always data mined? And isn't it coming relatively soon? So when would the data mines for this stuff come?
So we should be getting a data mine on Tuesday at the latest. It may be Monday.
How many days
that will also
the 4th?
Yeah, that will then give us everything for the 4th. It will give us everything for the Disguised Clone Trooper. There is a lot coming this week. Like next week, we're going to have quite a lot to talk about anyway. And it's like, yeah, it's going to mean that it's potentially really fun.
All right, which one of you aren't coming on next week?
I'm
here. We've been rotating. I should be. Yeah, I have no plans. We do rotate.
Oh, hang on, it'll be my turn off. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got one last week off. Yeah.
We all get 1 week off a month.
Yeah.
my guess, the original question was, what do we think it's going to be? Clone Wars Chewie shards, enough Zetas to irritate you. They're not going to give you a full one.
Like
You're just going to be like, okay, why can't we just get it? Yeah, it's going to be something stupid
15
like
Zetas.
5 or 15. It's always just short enough for you just to still be an asshole. I don't expect a lot of Omicrons, but at least 5.
I was thinking 5 or 3.
5 Omicron.
Yeah,
Jesus
once
Christ.
again, 3 just to not give you too much.
Yeah.
Maybe even 2. I could see just 2. 2 seems like a number you see a lot as well. What else matters? And they'll give you like 500,000 credits. Like, who does that help at all? Like even the younger players. What the fuck is 500K gonna do for you? That's
Almost
usually
Chewie
it.
shards.
Yeah, always that. I mean, they don't acknowledge us anymore, so at least they better give us on our. I don't know.
I know what
I'm up
would
and
be
down
good, but I
for
don't know if it is actually worth it. Datacron materials.
Yeah.
Say
Like,
it one
would
more
it be
time. I
worth
didn't
giving
hear.
us either cash, episode currency,
Oh,
just
yeah.
means to either get a focus Datacron or level up Datacrons?
yeah, I like that idea.
I think
They seem-
that will be actually really a good one because with them currently adding focus datacrons, like even for somebody that farms them that knows how to do it efficiently, I'm having to rewrite how I do it because those are a whole new power level and at the exact same time fucking expensive. And you sit there
Yeah.
and go, oh shit, why did I do it? But then, like, the Afro one basically guarantees Jabba kills. The Boba Fett one, oh my god, that thing is just brutally funny. I have been testing in Arena with the Phoenix one on my big account, and that shit works. It actually can potentially beat GLs. Not brilliantly, and it's shit banners, but it's like you force a taunt onto Chopper and you laugh because they can't kill him. Oh, look, an unkillable Chopper that is the only target you've got. Enjoy. You need to turn it back on, Mike. The command will be disabled.
I was trying my one. I just
Would
added
you guys quit?
I added in your.
Get out of streamer bot. Get back into the podcast.
Now I've just broken it.
You too. It's gonna continuously say Ewoks. Make him great. Make him great. Mike, what do you think we're gonna get? Anything to add to what we're saying? Do you think any different values?
Double drops absolutely. I could see Lightspeed bundles, like a new Lightspeed bundle, but Lord Vader requirements definitely makes a lot of sense at the moment. I think that they will give us some sort of bonus. I don't know what you want to call it, bonus drops, additive drops, or whatever for CX2 and also Apo to try and get those people caught up for the event. Because they did do that in the past with like the layer requirements.
I don't think we'll get. I think we'll, with you saying that, I think we could quite easily get the new Bad Batch as that.
Oh,
because then they can go, here's one light side, here's one dark side, here's one for Cantina, here's one for ships. They could spread it out and really capitalize on that.
Yep. No, that's a better idea than what I was thinking. So, yep.
Especially with how little they were. Well, you look at it from content creator point of view. We sat there and it was like they're not needed for anything because you've admitted to it. I can probably guess, JJ, are you a 7-star on all of them yet? Or are you
No, 6-star Omega is my highest.
Yeah. And it's like, how many of us have really put in the effort to get them to 7-star?
I mean,
we just don't need them yet.
Yeah. when now, because they're part of the raid, they want to encourage us to farm it, give us additive drops on them. It's all of a sudden you're going to get them to like edge a 7-star and go, you know what? I could just finish them off. I could take them to relic. I can use them in the raid. Oh yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that. And then all of a sudden you're running out and you create expenditure. For God's sake, the one that I'm upset about is they removed the Monday relic pack. It's the crystal pack is there, but you haven't got the original pack that you bought for 10 quid. That pack was god tier. Every Monday it was have a tenner, have a tenner. Now they've removed it, it's just like, bastards.
Yeah.
Crystal Pack by comparison, it was nowhere near as good.
No, not even close.
I have a question. Is May the 4th the anniversary of the game, or is that just because it's that holiday, like May the 4th be with you?
It's the May the 4th be with you thing. The game is October, November time, I think.
When was it when they put the hyperdrive bundle to $5? Was that for Christmas?
Yeah. They might do that.
Do you think they'll do that again?
Yeah.
Maybe.
It'll be a good way of
Possibly.
getting some new players to spend a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would encourage people spending that.
So when is the anniversary of the game? You guys know?
November 20th or something around that ballpark.
Yeah.
Do they ever do stuff for that?
24th
Yeah, they
of
always
November,
do. There's
2015.
always something.
Yeah, because I remember seeing like every year they say it's the 9th anniversary.
Yeah.
Almost 10 years, boys.
Like a
I've
week
been
of
here
double
since-
drops usually around then, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've been here almost all 10 years. It's crazy.
But yeah,
I'm about to shed a tear. Go ahead. Sorry.
the amount of stuff that we could get is really quite fun. And the fact that usually we would know by now. Like, it's never been this close for us not knowing what's coming. So it's just that moment of very nice speculative time where we can go, is it going to be good this year? Are we going to have a nice surprise? I think definitely we're going to see at least one new Lightspeed bundle. They'll be stupid not to.
Will they bring them all back?
Maybe.
No chance. That'll be the anniversary, because that's the end of the year, right? They'll bring something new in and focus on the raid so that people spend money to get ready for the raid. Or the additive drops to the Bad Batch.
I heard an interesting question, and I haven't seen it in a while. Do you think there's some LSPs they just never bring back? I've heard people saying that
never do it. I think it'd be just bad business if they said, no, we're never going to bring this one back.
But didn't
people think that
Kylo
the
and
Ray
Rey get
and
run
the Slacker
twice?
one?
Yeah,
Well,
Kyle and Ray have been back a few times already.
I'm not saying that they're only going to come back one time. I'm just saying like eventually people are saying like right now that they're not going to bring back those two. It's been a while since we've seen them.
Honestly,
I agree that
I don't know why they're not just permanent.
One of them was back. One of them was back like last month or the month before. It was only giftable because I saw it in the gifted because, oh, look, I've got it. The problem is for us as creators and us with bigger accounts is, oh, look, we're past the point where we can buy it because your relics are above it all, so you don't see it in the shop. So the only place you're going to ever see it is gifting.
I forgot about that, yeah.
Or Reddit.
And my broke ass isn't ever gifting.
Reddit is... Yeah, Reddit is the only other place we'll see it.
Also,
is this worth buying?
Before we continue on, I want to say fuck you to Womprat and Mike because Teak is an Ewok. He's just, he's an Ewok from another world who had a spice addiction, and it kind of took over his life. They got serious, and he got stranded. So he's really just being for some spice.
But Bones is really defensive of Teak being an Ewok, where in every single one, it says he's not an Ewok.
Every time he comes on the screen, this is not an Ewok on the screen every time you watch the movie. But I mean, make Ewoks great again. That's all I got to say.
Yep.
What were we talking about?
We now have the bot that we need of make Ewoks great again. And when I actually bother to make merch, I will put the make Ewoks great again, and we'll have a joke of it. We'll take the piss out of Trump, and we'll have make Ewoks great again.
And I will stand in the middle of Kansas here, and you guys come and we'll have a little rally for the Ewoks.
No.
An Ewok rally.
No, what we need is
You'll
we
get
need
put
to
in
do it
jail
on
for
red
that, right?
hats with white writing. So people think you fit in until they read it.
All right, what now?
Questions?
What do we want to talk about?
Yeah, it is over to questions.
All right.
Well, that was quick. When you don't have Womp and Matthias on at once, things go by smoothly. We just got to segregate you guys from each other.
Okay.
Fuck
All
you,
right.
Bones. On the hour, every hour. Get fucked, Bones.
All right. So the first question was from me. So in our questions, got a little picture there. Saw it on Facebook maybe. And basically it's explaining Star Wars really poorly, but that other Star Wars people can see it. So the picture is of C-3PO and R2-D2 on their way up to Jabba's palace, and the words are two robots go to a drug dealer's mansion to help steal his wall art and blow up his yacht. So then my question is, now explain something else that's happened in Star Wars poorly, and let the rest of the host figure out what it is.
Oh. So I have to come up with something poorly?
You say something and then we guess what you're trying to...
God. I got to go last because I have to sit here and think of it.
All right, because it was my question,
I've got one.
Okay, do you want to go first? Because I had like
I'll
3
go
days
first
to do this, so I've got one written down.
So, small robbing bastards steal your own shit and then sell it back to you via another merchant.
The Jawas
The
stealing
Jawas.
Luke's speeder, or whatever that
Nope.
thing is.
Nope.
No.
There is a better example of it where it's another person selling it back to you that's in cahoots with the Jawas. You want the hint? Mando.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The lady who's slept with the Jawa.
It's been a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Slept with a Jawa. They are furry below there, you know?
Yeah. Very badly described on purpose.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Here,
that's a good one.
Here's one. A queen falls in love with an underage kid, and they hang out and roll around in the sand.
I was like waiting for you to continue on, but sure. It's Amidala and
I just thought it was it's so creepy how she doesn't age, but he like ages like, I don't know, 20 years in one movie.
Yeah.
But if you really break it down, it's a little strange. We could also mention the brother and sister kiss.
That one came to my mind straight away. I was thinking, how do you explain that poorly, though? Or more poorly?
I'm doing a terrible job at this. That's why I gave a terrible answer.
I got something in my head. It was like son has disagreement over mother's disappearance.
So when Palpatine tells Anakin that Padme's died?
No. For what it's worth, I think this definitely fits in described poorly.
Son has disagreement when... is it Kylo Ren stabbing Han?
It could actually not exactly, but that's probably a good idea for one.
Yeah.
I was thinking more like you, Bones, not Bones. Mike was close.
Oh yeah, Steve in the chat has definitely got that one. It's Anakin going after his mother and killing Tuskens.
Yeah, I thought I was. Can you explain that? I thought I can't use aggressive negotiations. That's too obvious.
You got me on that one. That was pretty good. Especially like the least watched movie I probably watched out of all the Star Wars movies. Besides the sequels.
All right.
That's because you don't like sand.
So I had
It's a terrible movie.
I had plenty
Mike,
of
what about
time
you?
sitting on a boat to think this one through. An angry space orphan crashes a family reunion on a volcano planet. He argues with his lava dad, commits multiple war crimes in a robe, and loses the high ground literally. His mentor yells at him, chops him up like leftover pizza, and then leaves him slowly roasting like a marshmallow while dramatic music plays.
It's like a poem.
I
It's
had plenty
beautiful.
of time,
Well,
right?
we all know what you're actually on about, but that is a really bad description, Mike. I am impressed with how bad your description is.
I have a question. Who's his lava dad? That was the one I couldn't figure out.
Yeah, that
Kenobi.
confused me.
Yeah, Kenobi.
Maybe.
How is he a lava
Well,
dad?
it's where he was, right? It was just, I don't know, playing on the whole party was in the lava.
It was good. It was good. It's just the only thing that stuck out to me was lava dad. I'm thinking like molten lava who had a child.
All right.
Okay, but it was
That was
I've got
good
to
fun.
admit, that was very
Yeah.
badly done, Aussie Mike. You have
But
definitely proven that you have done it badly.
That was a good exercise. I
Yeah.
feel like we're nice and warmed up for the next questions.
All right. So, need to turn streamer mode off. Okay. So, Banger112. So his question is: we've had mods since 2016. Why do we only have 500 limit in our storage? How many errors will it take to get an extension there this July, maybe? In question mark. And question mark.
I mean, if you mean
So-
this July, as in July 2020, you know, like keep going years and years and years, then yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I don't see that happening anytime soon. We've been asking for that since 2016.
So there's actually
So-
are you gonna answer this one? The database?
Yeah, I've got a little bit of a weird what's it because I've had talks recently about this with a couple of people. Like, if they up the limit, it's only going to benefit the top end of Kyber.
Oh no.
Although yes, it'll benefit all the lower end of
they
the
physically
game
can't do
in-
it. It's a database issue. They can't give us any more
Yeah.
apparently. Point blank. So whether it's
Yeah.
true
I
or
just
not,
think if they were going to do it, it would be done. I just don't know.
But the reason that I don't think they'll give it is because it creates a limited cap for the higher end players to go, well, I'm just going to swap everything out. Like, my big account is sat on about 400 mods at all times. Some of those mods are only used to be used in the raid. Some of them only used to be used when I did TW. Some of them only get used now for GAC. And it's like, I know that's a weird position to be in, but you end up at the stage where 500 just becomes, well, I need to work my mods more.
and it's 500.
And I think that's the main
unequipped as
thing to
well.
take away.
It's 500
it's-
unequipped. It's not like 500 total. It's unequipped.
I mean, you think every month we're getting 12 we can equip, you know, so it's not like it's not great, obviously, but it's
Yeah.
there's always a way to reduce it, even if it's only by 12, you know, before you sell.
I think what it comes down to is work your mods, do your mods, look after your mods, actually do modding. And oh, look, you will suddenly find it's like the other week, the big account went to, I do not have 4 speed or below now. I only have 5 speed plus mods now across everything. And some of those 5 speed mods are, you are getting binned. You are now at like purple. You have only got 5 speed. You are never going any higher. And it's eventually I will run out of 5-speed mods to bin off, and then, oh look, you're giving me new 5-speed mods. I hope they were all fucking well, or they're going in the bin.
Yeah,
And
I think that
yeah,
it'd be a nice quality of life to have, but I don't think it's necessary because just like the process you described, you just got to get more pickier about your mods, which means that your mods are getting better and better in depth. So the natural progression of if you, I just learned how to properly mod. So if you know how to truly properly mod, you might think you do, but if you're wanting more uh, room, you're probably not doing it right. But now that I know how to do it, I never really complain about room. Whenever I run out of room, I just go work a few mods. There's probably 10, 15 that don't even have speed, which a lot of people are farther than me on mods, but I just learned how to do that a couple of years ago. So most people like Womprat's saying what's the slowest speed you have on like your last mod? What, 5, 7, 9? Some people
at current,
only keep
the
nines.
only the only character I've now got that doesn't have speed on in any way, shape, or form is Marin.
I
Everybody
guess my
else has at least 5-speed mod on every mod.
yeah, okay, that's what I was gonna ask. Yeah. So eventually you'll just work them so much that it's forcing you to get better and better mods all the time. So I just don't think it's such a bad thing to have.
If you feel like you have
That
good mods, I urge you to go and look at someone like Tasnex, go and look at his roster, or like Fatal, someone like that, and you get humbled ridiculously quick. Like they have like 28, 29 speed mods on their characters, and I'm sitting at like 27s, 26s sort of thing, and I feel, quite comfortable where I'm at. But then you look at their accounts, and you're like, yeah, I'm like that extra speed is like years of patience and fine manicuring of those mods, and that's like, I don't know, I guess it's probably something that Tasnex probably could, if he listens, chuck it into the to Discord. But does he have a problem with the 500 cap? Someone at that level, do they even notice it? Like, yeah. What do you
I
think,
mean,
JJ?
I don't know.
I mean, I wouldn't have thought TAS would be suffering if we were talking about it from that point of view. But again, I think it just goes back to that idea of essentially you're always improving by trying to keep under the cap. I think if you expand it, you've just got more room for bad mods, or at least mods that you're probably never going to really use anyway. So
Exactly. Yeah.
it keeps you on top of it. I mean, I feel as well there is this perspective that I mean, I don't know about you guys. I use Hot Utils, and I think that does help as far as it's much better in terms of mod management compared to in-game. I think anyone who doesn't use it would struggle a bit more. Maybe that's where some of these comments and feelings do come from at times, as far as if mod management was just a little bit better in game, then maybe this feeling that the cap needs to be raised could be it wouldn't be as much of a thing. I think it's just when you've got less tools at your disposal to actually work out what to work on in game, then you're almost essentially wanting to have more mods just to try and get better mods quicker, rather than having the more patient route, which you've been describing with Tash yourselves.
I think that Hot Util, so in game, right, everything is there that Hot Utils has. But Hot Utils obviously has a lot better, because I'm actually one of the support for Hot Utils, and they have a lot better bulk mod management than the in-game does. And I think that that's where, like, yeah, especially like what you're saying, like if you are struggling with that cap, it's probably because you haven't got those bulk sort of like mod management stuff that like Hot Utils like supplies and that. So
I mean, for instance, it's like community filters. They are a godsend at times in terms of just being able to sort of cherry pick something very specifically, like, want mods that are I don't know, at 5 speed for this rarity, 8 speed for this rarity, etc. And you can do it with the actual filters in game, but I'd say it is a little bit more fiddly, And the thing is, I get the feeling they could get there in game. It's just it will take quite a lot of quality of life, and I suppose they don't feel the need to do it.
Something going together. I don't think they'll ever bring in what hot utils can do because I don't know. I'm not saying maybe they don't, but why would I feel like they'd be irritated at something. And I feel like it's a pretty easy implementation you can put into a game. It just seems like maybe they have a partnership, something that we don't know about. That's just me being
I think it's just like I
theory
mean,
person.
how many times have we said like CG is just lazy or doesn't want to implement things, and then hot utils has come along and done what people are wanting, and then CG is just gone, yeah, okay, well it's there already, so why would we try
We
and
look the other way,
like,
then it's a
reinvent
benefit
the
to the
wheel?
community.
Yeah.
I mean, why wouldn't they hire the people and pay them? I don't know. However, they would do that to get their system and just do it right now. They could do it in a week or so if they have everything. It's all set up and ready to go. I know that they probably don't have a lot. They don't want to spend much money on anything. I just feel like if they really wanted to, I don't think it'd be hard or take that long for them to implement that. It would put them out of business,
But like
and it just seems like
yeah, all the stuff is in game. If you sit there and are patient enough, you can set up your own filters and that in game, the same as you can in Hot Utils. You can sell all the mods in game in bulk. You can't assign them like you can in Hot Utils, like a full roster rework in 3 or 4 clicks. But I guess it really depends how much effort you want to put in. Theoretically, you can do it all in game. Just
as one thought, it would be nice if they could implement in game something where guildmates could help guildmates with modding in terms of a bit like loadout templates or something like that, so that especially I can imagine like in top end guilds there'd be an idea of, right, we're aiming for this sort of certain mod set or certain speeds, and just being able to say to guildmates, right, this is what we need. And I imagine top guilds you've all got art utils anyway, but just the idea that in game something that's able to be sort of sent to guilds or across a guild, that'd be something that you'd think they'd be wanting. I don't know. Again, maybe that's just going too far away from like the cap anyway, but it's just little things like that you think maybe.
The main thing for me on the subject of hot utils is it's like we started doing loads of videos on it. I was asking the community, what shit do you want me to make videos on? I pick Aussie Mike's brain all the time. I forget shit for hot utils. I then sit around and play with it and work it back out. And it's like, if nobody's asking for videos because it's something that's been around for so long, and we know, how can I do it? How can I explain it? It's like, I don't need to teach somebody to make a loadout on there. I don't need to teach somebody how to tweak modding on there. But at the same time, is there the information out there for that? Is it, I need to learn how to make a mod set specifically for this raid team, or are you looking more for the general overview mod set? And it's like, for me now, 90% of what I do on hot utils is avoiding going anywhere near the cap, but at the exact same time, how lazy can I be with remodding?
Okay, I want to say though, like, I thought you already did hot utils videos, but they're right. Like, I sat there for 2 hours and watched Mike, and I still don't know what the fuck to do. You know what I mean? So that's definitely if you could make a video like that and could figure out how to teach it in the best way possible, I think you'd be quite surprised because there's not a lot of people who have done it. I'm not saying there's not one out there, but I've never seen one.
I know when I first started using the mod service on there was a video from Swerve, I think, and he did break it down well. I'm a bit wary of slagging him off by accident, but it was a little bit dry in terms of you really had to have like a cup of coffee and concentrate with what he was describing. And
Right.
I'm just thinking to myself, maybe that is what's the difficulty there, that maybe you just need slightly better onboarding, some way to help people who don't really get mods to begin with, maybe some support there. But again, I suppose it depends who the target audience is. People who are going on there probably do know the mods. So, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Somebody just asked what is hot utils. So you know what I mean. Some
Yeah.
people somebody might want to do hot utils and know there's a lot of people. I mean, I've known about hot utils my entire life, but I don't know how to use it. And the main reason why, well, first of all, I'm broke. The second reason would be I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, so I'm not even going to pay the money.
Guys, I gave you a you've got hot utils.
Yeah, oh yeah, I do have a hot utils account. That's how much I know about it because I don't even know how to use it. And so, yeah, it takes me doing something over and over again to actually figure it out. Mike sat there with me for a long time and helped me. I don't know.
I'll happily make more videos on things like that because it helps the community in general and everything else. And it's like, I'll even bug other creators and go, what do you think about hot utils at the moment? What do you want to know how to do on there? Do you use it enough? Do you not use it? I will sit and do that shit. But at the exact same time, it's like, if nobody's coming to me saying, oh, can you do a video on this, or nobody's actually asking, how do I know what you want to do? That is the more important part. How the fuck do I know that you need help building loadouts? Because I've not been asked. If you don't ask, you can't have. And
Maybe
you
I'll-
guys know I've done videos just because people have asked me to make them. So yeah.
Maybe I'll start spending more time in it. We'll see. You fuckers got to hang out with me. Remember when we used to hang out?
You're the one who's fucking absent, mate. We're here.
I'm here. Look who's here. I'm present now. I've been streaming. Also, the Oblivion remake came out. I don't give a fuck about SWGoH right now.
Yeah, same.
Oblivion remake. Go out, buy it, beg someone for some money like I did. Whatever you got to do. Go play.
Just use Xbox Game Pass and play it on an Xbox or PC. You can do that as well.
Play yourself in an alleyway. Whatever you have to do to get the $50 or the Game Pass. Do it.
Earlier on, we were talking about the raid. I'll be honest, I've completely forgot about doing the raid until the last couple of hours this week, purely because I downloaded RoboCop Rogue City, and I just started spending hours on that, and I completely lost track of time.
That's a good. It looks really good. If you're a RoboCop fan, it's really fun.
I mean, I've never seen the films, but I just
saw
it as a freebie. Oh, I should. I know.
They're great.
I've got like a long list. I'm gonna have to start putting out somewhere of things I haven't seen. But yeah, it's just a little too cool game.
Just to keep on that track, the last 2 rounds on my baby account, I've been there going, I need to change out my datacrons on my teams and put some on certain teams because I usually don't do datacrons whilst I'm working out my defenses. And I keep forgetting to do it because I get roped into playing Helldivers, and then I completely forget to even go back on the game. And then it's it's 11 p.m. It's 11 p.m. I can't change it. Bastards. So today, after this, I am putting datacrons on those teams that are in there, just in case I don't get time to change the teams.
I'll tell you what, right? If they could do a quality of life change for the game, that'd be one thing. Let us have a localized GAC start times. Because the number of times I think to myself, I'd love a GAC start at 6 p.m. my time. I envy you guys who, like, I'm assuming in the US it's about 5 or 6 o'clock you start, and I'm like,
it's really
Friday night for me, it's 10 o'clock start time.
Yeah, it's really convenient. It's like you said, maybe 5 or 6 in the evening, and then it ends at like 5. So it's pretty convenient. It's like the perfect time for me.
Yeah, I can imagine it's just like having a good evening stream. Whereas for me, especially with 2 accounts, I go past midnight most of the time, and it's like, yeah, I won't go to bed.
It's 7 o'clock in the morning for Australia. So if I ever wanted to do a last minute attack, I have to wake up early to get on and do it, or it just happens at like 12 hours earlier, and if they attack last minute, well, they attack last minute. I don't know. I wake up and find out the result.
Someday I'll do your account again, Mike.
Yeah.
We're gonna try to do it today.
Okay.
Did you set defenses or did I still need to
I
set
adjusted
some?
them. Yeah.
All right, I'll put some time and look into it today. Maybe. Okay. So I forgot we were doing viewer questions. I thought we were still just talking about the game.
Blabbing. No, we're doing
So yeah,
viewer.
modding.
Yeah. All right.
MJ says Hot Utils is free if you have EA Connect. What is he talking about? Is this something we shouldn't talk about on there?
Probably.
Is this... Okay. Disregard that.
Right. Next question then.
Okay. I don't know. Tiny Bubbles. Since many of us have had a chance to see Revenge of the Sith in theaters due to the 20th anniversary, I don't know whether that's a thing here in Australia, but we'll continue on. I have a question. Hey Hutts, Tiny Bubbles here from House of the Hut. What was the moment in any Star Wars media where you said, in quotation marks, "This is why I love Star Wars"? For me, it was the fight between Anakin and Obi in the Revenge of the Sith. From the start to finish, one, if not the best lightsaber duels in all of Star Wars. Also, fuck you, Bones,
No.
for saying it's choreographed. Of course it is. You think a bunch of randos can do shit like that. Anyways, what are your thoughts?
Okay.
He
Just
knew
because it
Bones
was
would
cool.
react there.
Just because it's choreographed to perfection, they're doing silly stuff. But I love it. I think it's a great, entertaining scene. I am not knocking it, but it has nothing to do with the emotion. They're not talking to each other. In Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, they're talking. There's a story there. There's emotion. There's no emotion in the prequel fights. No one talks. It's just straight, pure action, which is fine. I love episode 1. I love episode 3. The fights are good, but they're nothing like the other thing. But what was the question? Because I had nothing to do with the question.
What is the
Oh,
moment?
I already know. Yeah. So
What
my
is the
favorite moment
moment?
in all of all Star Wars is the whole segment where they're in Empire Strikes Back where they're chasing the Falcon. The Empire is, but it hits that part where the TIE fighters chase them into the asteroid fields, and that song just hits. It's my all-time favorite Star Wars song, and it just gets me in the feels every time. And it's a cool little chase scene between the asteroids, and they go up into the well, you don't know it, but they go and hide in the asteroid. I don't know, something about that when they're weaving in and out, and it's that song's playing. It's my favorite every time.
And I on going back to my cruise, the one of the trivia things was guess the song, and the Star Wars theme song came on, and here I am sitting in a room full of like, I don't know, maybe 100 people in this theater thing. And the guy's like, okay, so what movie was this from? And everyone's like, oh, Star Wars. And I'm like, and he's like, okay, which of the Star Wars? And I'm like, motherfucker, I've got this. I'm like, A New Hope. Yell it out. And he's like, yep. And I'm like, yes, fucking finally.
That's cool.
My life is worth something.
I was gonna say, finally, my Star Wars knowledge did something for me
Yeah.
for the
And
first time.
Lord of the Rings was another one of the theme, because it was movies, so you had to guess the movie that the song was from, and that was another one that only I got because nobody could pick it for some reason. So anyway, yeah,
Dude, I wish I was competing against you. That would have been fun.
yeah, it was good.
I
Yeah,
still
yeah.
I steal your only medal you ever got.
Anyway,
Sorry, Mike. Maybe next cruise, bud.
all right.
All right,
Sorry,
sorry.
continue on. Favorite the moment, JJ.
Well, to be honest, talking about Jules, it was for me episode 1. You know, I know there's no dialogue, but I can't help but think about Maul, Qui-Gon, Obi, Duel of the Fates. You know, that to me, that I remember watching that in the cinema, even if not like the actual memory, because I was still pretty young. But you know, just that like feeling. You know, it was just that moment when you're like, "This is cool. This is something I won't be watching like all my life." You know, you don't. I was toying with that, and I was like, also thinking of Yoda in the following episode because I found that one of the funniest things I ever saw when I was
Fucking
about 10
dance
at the time.
around.
Flipping
But
around, yeah.
yeah, but
Dooku
I
versus
think it has
Yoda's
to be
funny.
for me. It has to be episode 1. You know, even now when I hear Duel of the Fates, you know,
I
it
was just about to
just
say the
puts,
music, yeah, makes it.
goosebumps on me.
Yeah, and I think it's one of the best songs he ever made in
Yeah.
Star Wars.
I don't need. I as
Yeah.
soon as because the first one I watched was that episode as well. Like I missed all of the original trilogy until later, but you know, we have this little like sneak peek of these Jedi with the lightsabers, and then you know, they come across the bad guy, right? And Maul, he pulls out his lightsaber, and then the other side opens up, and you're like,
That's
fuck.
very iconic. Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
holy shit, like this just got real. That was the moment. And then it goes into this, like JJ says, like this epic battle of like good versus bad. And then you're just like, and you know, you see more like pacing up and down, and Qui-Gon's there just like meditating, and you're like, this is good and bad, like this is it. And yeah, absolutely. That
It's also
scene, boom.
It's also the one and only time a person has died from a lightsaber wound.
I
Don't
mean,
start that game. Don't start that one, Bones.
what I was just thinking as well is, you know, oh, my thought's gone. Sorry, I'm mad.
No, I
So-
agree with you guys. I think episode one's one of my all-time favorites too, because it was the last time we got practical effects in Star Wars for a long time, because the next two movies were nothing but CG, green screens and CG. And it was cool to kind of see a mixture of both. But it was like you saw the transition in episode one. No, I don't like CG. I like the more practical effects. I think brings you into a movie. That's why I think the 80s were really cool. RoboCop, Predator. There was a lot of awesome sci-fi and stuff in the 80s because they didn't quite have CG yet. Terminator amongst Star Wars and stuff. But
What's your
The
moment?
yeah.
the moments that I love Duel of the Fates. It is one of those moments that sticks in your brain. But I've forever loved all the fight scenes with General Grievous, because they're all so much of a different fight to whatever else you see. Where it's like, here is just a lightsaber versus a lightsaber. Where Grievous is, no, fuck that, I'll have 4, thanks. And it's that moment of, how are you meant to overcome somebody like that? How are you meant to fight that sort of mentality of, I can go full on defense, but I can also have an attack because I've now got 2 extra arms with 2 extra lightsabers. Yeah.
What made me mad
I
about
tried-
that is he just shot him in the heart at the end. I was like, that's how you're gonna end it. Like that's the one thing that made me mad about that. I was like, come on, man, you could have done something more epic. You already cut off all
Yeah.
his arms.
When
Yeah, but
Kenobi-
then it's that reply from Kenobi afterwards. It is that reply of is it so unsophisticated or whatever?
So
Uncivilized.
Yeah,
Yeah,
uncivilized. It's
Yeah.
like you've just won by using a blaster and then just insulted the blaster that got you the win.
But
Can I
that
add, or
like,
Mike, after
he
you,
dropped-
I'm gonna add one.
when he drops down that whole General Kenobi, that oh hello there, like that's also pretty
Mhm.
cool. I enjoy that a lot. And like it's
Can we
a new one.
normalize?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was about to say, can we normalize the old Ben saying hello there when he sees R2D2 instead of that one? Let's replace it with some original trilogy stuff.
I mean,
Come
yeah,
on, man.
like it might that might be like your first memory of Kenobi, right? But yeah, hello there from
How?
Clone
When did
Wars.
you start watching Star Wars?
The first like episode 1. That's
Yeah,
what
when it came out.
Yeah.
How old are you?
35 this year. Yeah, 35 this year.
I'm older than you.
I guess so. I don't know. Are you?
I'm 30. I'm about to be 37 in a
There
couple
you go.
in July.
Yeah.
Stop
Okay.
making me feel old, you bastards. Stop it.
Anyways, so I
I'm
want to
actually
add
feeling
one.
like the baby of the group for a change.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
No, I didn't.
God,
I didn't
feel
see the
old.
originals until after watching maybe the second one, when I thought, oh yeah, this is
Okay.
pretty cool, and then went in, but then probably ruined the third one for myself because I found
Why?
out, you know, well, you
Oh,
Vader.
you watched the
Yeah, it's
I
like
got you.
you
Yeah.
find out that Vader's his father, and yeah. Anyway,
I do want to add one scene that really gets me, and it's one no one ever talks about. But whenever Luke turns himself in on Endor, and the scene starts with you see an AT-AT pulling up to I never realized it until later, up to like this cool looking platform on Endor. And then I didn't realize it, but Luke's in that AT-AT and he comes out of it. It looks like an elevator, but he's actually coming. They just have him and Vader have this like father and son talk. There's no fighting. You know, he's just saying, "Hey, I see there's good in you." And I just think it's one of the coolest scenes because
You know,
you
I
don't really,
didn't realize it came out the AT-AT.
yeah. So it's really cool. You'll see it's walking and it parks, and then he comes out. They come out of the side of it.
Right. I
Really,
never connected the dots. I thought it was just like a visual thing to
like
indicate it was the Empire.
yeah, yeah. I didn't notice that either for a long time, but yeah, it's such a cool scene, and you know, it's not them yelling or fighting or anything. It's just them having a father and son, and they say, you know, I see the good in you, and it's really, really cool dialogue. I just wanted to add that one because I love. Now you got me wanting to go watch this later.
Yeah, I must admit, I'm kind of curious myself now.
Yeah, yeah. Because I mean, if you just took out like the Ewok battle, I'm not saying I even hate the Ewok battle, but if you took that out, it's probably better than Empire Strikes Back, really. 'Cause it's just so cool. But I like the fight scene anyways better because like I could talk about this all day, but like when they do the actual fight scene and they start fighting, you hear Vader breathing differently than you ever have. He's like having a hard time breathing. He's getting old. The Emperor wants to replace him, and they both know that too. I don't know. I just there's so much not being said that if you watch it enough, you just get the emotion about it. That's why I love the original trilogy so bad. But all right, moving on. Sorry, I could talk about this for hours.
Yeah.
all right. Final question for the night.
No, so we'll answer the last one that's been added because it was added in the chat and Steve did his mod
okay,
job. So
sure.
we'll cover that. It's a very quick and easy one.
All right. If the Hutts Hangout were to start a Wiggles cover band, I'm guessing it's cover band, Wiggles over band, what color Wiggle would you want to be, and what would be your talent be, and what would your talent you could bring to the performance?
I'm going to be the invisible Wiggle, and I'm going to be the one that's capable of stabbing all the other Wiggles. That is my talent. I make them vanish. There you go, Mike.
So
You've brought me to violence against the Wiggles.
I didn't do it.
he wears camouflage. He wears camouflage and stands in the corner, and we all see him. He's like, how do they see me?
Right, Bones?
But I would just be red, and I'd probably just do some wiggle raps or something.
JJ, are you aware of who the Wiggles are?
I'll admit, all of this has gone over my head.
Yeah, don't worry about it then. Do not worry about it.
I was wondering if it's the Wombles when I read the question. I'm thinking, no, that doesn't sound right.
So JJ, the Wiggles
hang on.
are
Does he
a
want to
kids
know?
band.
Do you want to know or not?
Yeah,
okay.
Go on.
All right, go Bones.
Yeah, so the Wiggles they've been famous since I was pretty young. Maybe not a kid, but there's just like a music group that have a kids show for, like I said, probably 20 years. They're really popular, but it's a kids show. But they just have these, like, imagine Weird Al, but for like 3-year-olds. And they're Australian. So Mike is obsessed. He goes to Wiggle World.
How am I?
You're obsessed, bud. He could give you every Wiggle fact and like history and where each one is and where they've been and what they've done every single year in between. And it's a little creepy. So we always get an update from him, and you can see his eyes perk up when we ask about the Wiggles. He might just be sitting there tired or something, but when you see the Wiggles, he's like, "Oh yeah, guess what happened this week with them? You know, one of them got thrown in jail for public intoxication, or the other one just had a baby. Another one just got married. Yeah,
Got this
but
vibe of,
Wiggle
like the Teletubbies if they made music. Like, where are
Yeah,
they
pretty
now?
much. It is
Pretty
pretty much
much.
that, because they all have different colors and stuff. So,
It
can we
would
give Jade?
probably be apt to say that it is Teletubbies that make music because they also dance like the Teletubbies as well.
Yeah, they do bob back and forth when they play their guitars. I'm gonna give JJ the white one because his white shirt just fits him.
Go on.
And I know
Michael-
what his skill would be. I know exactly what his skill would be. He can make
What's that?
oatcakes appear from anywhere. That is JJ's skill.
I would take that. I'm going to say that. But if I had that power, I'd be very happy.
After explaining the
okay.
Wiggles to JJ, I feel like Mike was excited to answer this question, and now he's like, God. Now he just took all
go on
the
then, Mike.
Wiggle out
What
of me.
is your answer? What is your answer, Mike?
And say it
Well,
with some excitement.
The colors don't really mean much. So, like, the color is kind of irrelevant, but I'd probably pick blue because favorite color. And what would my talent be? Not very musical at all. I could probably play the triangle. I think that would be, or actually the recorder, because we get fucking forced to use that to learn that in school. So I'm sure that I'd still remember how to play the hot cross buns, or Mary Had a Little Lamb.
So think about this. This is our group. Mike's the only one that's playing music with the recorder. I'm the only one singing with my rap, but we only rap.
And I'm
Womprat's in
just
the
making
corner,
them scream in the background as they get murdered helplessly.
and JJ's eating a what? An oat pie? What did he say?
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Just hanging out.
So
that's
so unsophisticated, so uncivilized that Bones is. Doesn't even know what an oatcake is.
I was going to say, in the context of the group, it sounds like I'm a stoner. I'm just having the munchies while you guys are just playing music.
Yeah,
I'm
what's
also
in these cakes?
I'm also the Wiggles drug dealer as well. I'm the one that gets in the
No.
oatcakes. What color did you say you were, Mike?
Blue.
Also, one last question for this, and then we'll move on. What's our name? Are we the Biggles?
Oh, well, you just. Oh yeah, I guess I see what you're saying.
We're a cover band.
Yeah.
We're not the actual Wiggles.
Don't know.
The Wiggletons?
God knows.
The Bigglers? All right. Let us know in chat.
But more
guys. Steve,
importantly,
Wiggle
what
the
would
Hut.
Matthias's colour be and what would his talent be? He's not here. We have to make sure he's covered.
Holy shit, there is actual Wiggles cover band.
what's your name?
Oh, God. Mike's looking up new things to get obsessed over.
So we've
Next week, we're going to be hearing about the cover band from the Wiggles that's
The
round
big-
the corner from his.
the Big Wigs, the Wiggle Gang, Vintage Wiggles.
The Wiggle Gang. I think I need to send me a video of the Wiggle Gang, please.
That sounds so bad if you hear it a different way.
Yep.
Which
So
one?
we're
Wiggle
gonna
Gang.
we're gonna move on to the last question.
Can I say
Because
something?
no,
Because
we-
you asked Matthias's. I think Matthias's would be red, and he would somehow get the show canceled after one episode.
oh no, you know what Matthias's skill would be? He can make boxes appear and disappear behind him.
And he can stack them, so he's like the set
Yeah.
designer. It's
But he
all
can
just
only
cardboard
make them
boxes.
appear and disappear. He can't guarantee what they'll be like that week.
All right.
That's just
Last
JG. That's
question.
just because he has boxes in the back and they move around every week.
I thought it was something like that.
Yeah.
So every week it'll either be here's 50 boxes or here's 5. But then the following week it'll be now here's 20 boxes. And you're there going, are you just in a room of boxes that you just move around the room?
Maybe it's Crash Bandicoot.
Could be.
When
You could be.
Mateus
reference.
moved,
Yeah.
the actual story is when Mateus moved, which was recently, he'd unpacked the entire house except for the one room where he streams in for the podcast. So for about 4 or 5 weeks in a row, he just had all of his boxes. And one day they were all just gone, and he'd unpacked properly. And that's where the jokes come.
Yeah,
Like
but they
Avant's
keep
plant.
reappearing as well, which is the bad bit.
All right, final question
okay.
comes from Black Hole 200. How would you mod Jocasta Nu when she gets unlocked?
So my current mod set for her is as much speed as I can have on her, because I want to get her to the rifle as soon as possible. And other than that, I'm probably going to throw a defense set on. Not give a shit. So you're probably going to
She's
be
got
looking.
protection.
Yeah, so probably protection circle, protection cross, maybe crit damage or crit chance, triangle, speed arrow, and as fast as I can have her. That's it. There's not much to her. Her kit is really advantaged towards getting that rifle ASAP, which means you are just going to want to pile speed on it. That's it. Nice and easy.
I don't have any insight. JJ, you have anything to add to it?
Yeah, the only thing I just remember someone saying was protection, just for the fact that she's got a lot of protection baked into a unique, I think it was. I've just tried to have a look. I think it was 100% max. So there's a benefit to doing that. If you throw a JML just in the short term, there's going to be maybe some benefit there. But yeah, I honestly don't know.
I'm not putting any thought into it until we find out what team. Because for all we know, bloody Mace Windu could come along and have some, cooldown reset or I don't know. And then the speed's completely irrelevant, and you want health so that she survives. I don't know. Just until we find out where she's going to go, I'm not really putting a lot of stock into looking too closely at the mods and that. So, yeah. I'll probably get it to like Relic 5 maybe by when is it? Wednesday this week, right? 3 days?
Yep.
Yeah. So I'll probably get
comes
it
out comes out on the Monday, straight Tuesday for you. So anybody that's going to be potentially using her has got a whole day to max them out.
Yeah.
Hey, quick question before we go. Who's the next Conquest character?
Luthen ship.
Luthen ship.
Please, yes, Luthen's ship. It's time for a ship.
Yeah,
I agree with you guys too.
Especially now with Andor being out at the moment, I think that it'll still be the ship from season 1. There won't be anything to do with season 2, but I think it's just great timing and yeah.
Guys,
I wouldn't
MAGA.
mind if they did an Andor season after. Just give us some of the characters from Farrix.
Yeah.
Dedra as well.
Make Akbar great again. MAGA. Please.
I'm going to make that.
If it means my Akbar army can be viable again, I'll take that.
Oh, God.
Give us Red 5, you fucks. Give us Red 5.
Honestly, there's a good few options. I think it is time that we started to get another ship, but it would be nice for that. Anything else? As long as it's fun. If it's fun, I would be happy with it.
Yeah. All right, let's get the fuck out of here, kids.
Yeah.
We did good.
Right.
We made a good time.
All right. Thank you, JJ, for coming along. For people who
thank you for having me.
For people who haven't followed you yet, you're obviously on Twitch. JJsProductions Twitch, isn't it? I think it's got Twitch at the end.
Yep. I've got Twitch on the end. Yep. To check.
I'm pretty sure you do. Yeah.
And also, you're on YouTube as well. Same name or different name? I've never actually watched you on YouTube.
I'm actually trying to remember. Did I can't remember if I took the Twitch off on. No, it's on Twitch. It does say JJsProductions Twitch on YouTube,
Okay.
just to confuse things.
Yep. Yep. And
I
you
love it.
do other stuff as well. You do Marvel Snap.
Yeah, on that channel I do Marvel Snap as well. I've got a Let's Play channel as well where I try and do some other things, but that's kind of quiet at the moment.
Okay.
But yeah, Marvel Snap on my main, if not SWGoH.
Yep. Cool.
Well, JJ, personally, I'm very happy to hang out with you today. I've been trying to do it for a long time. I know our times don't line up on Three Scoundrels.
Yeah, I'm glad we've been
so
able
that's
to
why
work
we
it
did
out
the
like
show.
that.
Yeah, and I've been wanting to get you on for a long time. You're one of the few content creators I really haven't hung out with on podcast, man. So
We're the better podcast.
and I appreciate
anyway.
I always appreciate the raids, man. We've been doing it for years. You know what I mean? So I always
Yeah,
appreciate
I
the
get a
raids
lot
and
of call
everything.
outs saying let's go to Bones, so it's always a pleasure hopping in and going to say a pleasure coming here.
Come back, man. You're always welcome, brother. So, if we do
The
it
Zoom
again
Don't
link
say-
is a permanent link, so you can always jump in.
Oh, okay, that's good to know.
I always tell people that too. If you've been on once, you're welcome. You have access. So you're always welcome to crash or anything else. You know.
Even if
you
it's
know,
just
come
to
in
jump in
and
and
out,
say
man.
how wrong Bones is, and then piss off again. That's more than
Yep.
fine.
Yep.
That's fine.
Tr-
That's
tr-
fine.
Trust me, we've had people already want to gate crash just to tell Bones he's wrong. And usually I get a message saying, can you tell Bones he's wrong? Which is where every so often you will see the this is wrong pop up just because somebody's message saying Bones is wrong. So
I know
we
before we
have
started, I saw the little pop-ups. I was like, this seems like a common thread.
I quit playing MSF, even though I'm saying it right now. I quit playing
Oh,
it. So
for
I haven't been
fuck's
talking
sake, Bones. I
You
thought
had-
we had got through the whole episode
You
without
had
that
to
having to come
mention
up.
I had
Yeah,
to.
there's
'cause
his
I'm not playing
$5
anymore.
payment from MSF for the day.
Yeah.
And I mean, you got to use all your little things you implemented. So it's the thing.
Yep.
All right. Well, say your goodbyes and let's get on out of here.
So I'm back tomorrow painting shit on a Sunday. I'm back tonight to do lovely scouting, even though Bones thinks it's wrong and he's lazy. But yeah, we'll
Don't
have fun
scout.
scouting tonight.
Don't be that
Well,
nerd, guys. Don't be that
Week,
nerd.
week
Be like
one,
Bones.
it's spotting weird patterns. That is what week one is about, is the weird patterns. And we have a laugh. We will do the baby account so I don't forget to fucking put data crumbs on. But yeah, guys, it's been fun, as always. And remember, fuck your Bones, as usual. But yeah, other than
All right.
that,
Whoever's rating, raid
I've got it.
Boba.
Already got it already.
Because you know what he's playing, baby, and it ain't SWGoH.
Yeah.
We
All
love
good.
Boba.
All right.
So
Thanks,
we'll show him
guys, for
some love.
coming along. We'll see you next week, which is probably going to be pretty chaotic. Lots of news, no doubt. So, yeah, we'll see you then.
All right. Love y'all. Peace.
All right.
see you all soon. Bye, guys.
Are we rating?